Chapter 1198. Stop. Seeing the nine-headed dragon's actions, Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie's expressions changed drastically as they shouted at the nine-headed dragon. As the two of them spoke, the two of them did not hesitate in the slightest. They both attacked the nine-headed heavenly dragon. Then two auras stronger than the nine-headed dragon emitted from Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie's bodies. Are they celestial immortals? Or true immortals? Mo Qingyun's heart trembled when he sensed the suffocating aura from Niu Sheng and Li Qie. Was this the strength of immortals? At this moment, Mo Qingyun truly realized how powerful immortals were. At this moment, Mo Qingyun had some doubts in his heart. Looking at the two's posture, it seemed like they were here to save him. He did not seem to know the two of them. Roar! While Mo Qingyun was puzzled, the nine-headed dragon saw Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie's actions and roared furiously. It glared at the two of them. However, he didn't stop attacking Mo Qingyun just because Niu Sheng and the other man had made a move. Instead, he attacked Mo Qingyun even faster. However, the huge golden dragon claw was blocked by Mo Qingyun's attack. Its attack was not as strong as before. Bang! Under the gaze of Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie, the huge golden dragon claw slammed into Mo Qingyun in a domineering manner. After being hit by the golden dragon claw, Mo Qingyun's body flew backward and crashed into a huge rock behind him. Bang, bang, bang. Under the impact of Mo Qingyun, the huge rock behind him was smashed into pieces and scattered in the ocean's underground, creating loud noises. Then, Mo Qingyun's body fell heavily to the ground. His face was a little red and his blood was in turmoil. However, it was only a surge of blood. Mo Qingyun did not suffer any serious injuries. Evil creature, you're courting death. Seeing that the nine-headed heavenly dragon still wanted to kill Mo Qingyun despite their angry shouts, Xiang Xie and Xiang Xie were instantly enraged. From the moment they saw Mo Qingyun, they could tell that Mo Qingyun was extraordinary. A junior at the first level of the celestial being realm had actually entered the underground level in such a short time. Furthermore, under the pursuit of the nine-headed serpent, he managed to hold on for several hours. This was not something an ordinary person could accomplish. With Mo Qingyun's talent and potential, if he died at the hands of the nine-headed flood dragon because of their mistakes, the nine-headed flood dragon would definitely die. Once the higher-ups found out about this, the two of them would most likely be punished. This was not something they wanted to see. God-vanquishing, soul-shattering spear. Xiang Xie formed a seal with both hands and took out a black spear. It exuded a terrifying force and blasted towards the nine-headed dragon. The attack speed of the black spear was extremely fast. It arrived in the blink of an eye and exploded one of the heads of the nine-headed dragon. Kuei Water Heart-Piercing Mantra. When Xiang Xie attacked, Niu Sheng did not hesitate and formed a strange hand seal with both hands. After the hand seal was formed, the surrounding seawater gathered rapidly and formed an ancient taboo rune. As soon as the ancient taboo rune was formed, it blasted into the body of the nine-headed dragon in a domineering manner. Roar! After being attacked by two domineering forces in succession, the nine-headed dragon immediately cried out in pain, and its body was dyed red with blood. However, the nine-headed dragon was not an ordinary demonic beast. It was ferocious and unruly by nature. Therefore, not only did Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie's attack not subdue the nine-headed dragon, but also triggered its ferocious nature. The nine-headed dragon roared and charged towards Mo Qingyun again. It seemed like it wanted to tear Mo Qingyun into 8 pieces. Valspawn, stop what you were doing. As soon as the nine-headed dragon made its move, Xiang Xie and Niu Sheng's expressions changed. Shock and worry could be seen in their expressions. They did not expect the nine-headed dragon to be so violent. After being attacked by both of them, it still dared to attack Mo Qingyun. Although Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie were powerful, the nine-headed dragon was not weak either. In addition, it was too close to Mo Qingyun. Therefore, when the nine-headed dragon suddenly attacked, Niu Sheng and Xiang Xie were caught off guard and could not stop it in time. In the face of the nine-headed dragon's attack, Mo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate at all. He immediately turned around and dodged the attack. Vanishing demonic shadow, ground shrinking. With Mo Qingyun's escape, he quickly pulled away from the nine-headed dragon and narrowly avoided the nine-headed dragon's claw. However, after dodging the nine-headed dragon's claw, Mo Qingyun did not have the ability to dodge the nine-headed dragon's next attack. Bang! Then, Mo Qingyun was hit by the nine-headed dragon again, and his body was sent flying again. There was no other way. The difference in strength between the two parties was too great. The gap between an immortal and a mortal was insurmountable. After being hit by the nine-headed dragon's angry attack again, even with Mo Qingyun's terrifying defense, he spat out a mouthful of blood and his face turned pale. However, Mo Qingyun did not suffer any serious injuries. Only his internal organs were shaken. After spitting out a mouthful of blood, Mo Qingyun channeled the power of the law of wood to heal the injuries in his body. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was healing the injuries in his body, Niusheng and Xiang Xie caught up with the nine-headed dragon. After catching up with the nine-headed dragon, Niusheng and Xiang Xie attacked the nine-headed dragon furiously. They did not show any mercy. Bang, bang, bang. Under the attacks of Niusheng and Xiang Xie, the nine-headed dragon's heads exploded one by one. In the blink of an eye, there was only one left. At this moment, the nine-headed dragon no longer had the slightest majesty. It looked battered and exhausted. Its aura was weak. Seeing that the nine-headed dragon had been taught a lesson, Niusheng and Xiang Xie did not attack again. Instead, they looked at Mo Qingyun. Let's go take a look at the little guy's injuries. Niusheng and Xiang Xie exchanged glances. They did not dare to hesitate and quickly rushed toward Mo Qingyun. However, when they saw Mo Qingyun, they all froze on the spot. This was because they sensed that Mo Qingyun's aura was steady and heavy. His aura was smooth and even. He did not look injured at all. This situation was too out of their expectations. A first-level celestial realm cultivator was not injured at all after being attacked by a heavenly celestial realm powerhouse. Was there anything more bizarre than this? This kid's physique is insane. It seems to be comparable to the top 100 clans on the Wild Continent's 10,000 clan list. After sizing up Mo Qingyun, Niusheng was shocked. He could not help but exclaim in his heart. While Niusheng was exclaiming, Xiang Xie's expression could not help but relax. He said, "Fortunately, this kid is fine. Otherwise, if the higher-ups pursue this matter, the two of us won't be able to bear the consequences. Little guy, are you really okay?" Chapter 1199. Thank you for saving me, seniors. I'm fine. Hearing Niusheng's question, Mo Qingyun showed a respectful expression and cupped his hands in thanks to Niusheng. No need to be so polite. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Niusheng smiled faintly. He was still worried about Mo Qingyun's injuries. However, when he glanced sideways, his expression couldn't help but be shocked, and his expression changed drastically. Your physical strength has reached the level of an immortal weapon. Although Mo Qingyun had concealed the strength of his physical body, he still could not escape Xiang Xie's detection. Immortal weapon level physical strength. Hearing Xiang Xie's words, Niusheng was also shocked. He immediately turned to look at Mo Qingyun. With his current cultivation of the true immortal realm, his physical strength was only at the level of an imperial weapon. A junior in the celestial realm had a physical strength of an immortal weapon level. This was too abnormal. Then, Niusheng looked shocked and carefully sized up Mo Qingyun's body. This made Mo Qingyun's hair stand on end. If Niusheng and Xiang Xie had not done anything excessive, Mo Qingyun might have suspected that they had some special fetishes. Haha, brother Niu, we've struck gold this time. After learning about Mo Qingyun's physical strength, Xiang Xie could not help but laugh. A bright smile appeared on his face. In the past wilderness pageant, if there were one or two true immortal seeds in Yongnan Commandery, it would be a great harvest. They did not expect that a freak like Mo Qingyun would appear in Yongnan Commandery. This was beyond their expectations. If they reported this, they would definitely be rewarded handsomely. With the potential that Mo Qingyun had shown, he would definitely become a golden immortal in the future. Moreover, he would be one of the strongest golden immortals. In the entire Yongnan Commandery, a golden immortal was an existence that could shake the entire Yongnan Commandery with a stomp of his foot. To be able to establish a good relationship with someone who had the potential to become a golden immortal was a very fortunate thing. Thinking of this, Xiang Xie revealed an apologetic expression and said to Mo Qingyun, "Little guy, this time it was our negligence that caused you to fall into danger. In order to make up for our mistakes, you can make a request of us." Hearing Xiang Xie's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly, and he began to ponder. The perception of experts at the true immortal stage and above is too strong. Before them, there is no way for me to hide the secret of my fleshly body. If only the two of them are willing to help me. Seeing that his physical strength had been discovered by Xiang Xie and the other man, Mo Qingyun quickly thought of a plan. "Senior, I wonder if I can ask for your help to seal my physical strength to prevent other powerhouses from discovering it. The tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. Your physical strength is really amazing. It will easily cause a lot of unnecessary trouble." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Xiang Xie nodded in agreement. He turned to look at Niu Sheng and said, "Brother Niu, you are good at sealing techniques. Help this young man." "Okay." After hearing Xiang Xie's words, Niu Sheng no longer hesitated and began to seal Mo Qingyun's physical strength. As Niu Sheng continued to form seals, light spots condensed in midair, emitting dazzling light. After a few breaths, 108 light spots appeared in front of Mo Qingyun, forming the outline of a piece of clothing. "Brother Niu, this is the Heavenly Dipper Earthly Fiend Star Taboo. It takes 1,000 years of cultivation to perform this secret technique." Seeing Niu Sheng's move, Xiang Xie's expression suddenly changed. He did not expect Niu Sheng to spend so much effort. At this moment, when Xiang Xie spoke, Mo Qingyun saw that Niu Sheng's face had obviously become paler. It seemed that he had indeed spent a lot of energy to set up this taboo secret technique. "It's okay." In response to Xiang Xie's shocked words, Niu Sheng smiled faintly and waved his left hand. At the same time, Niu Sheng also raised his right hand and pointed at the Heavenly Dipper Earthly Fiend Star Taboo. Under Niu Sheng's point, the Heavenly Dipper Earthly Fiend Star Taboo bloomed with 108 colors and turned into a robe that went into Mo Qingyun's body. As this robe went into Mo Qingyun's body, the luster and aura on Mo Qingyun's body immediately became restrained. "Thank you, Senior." Mo Qingyun was pleasantly surprised when he saw this, and he hurriedly thanked Niu Sheng. In response to Mo Qingyun's gratitude, Niu Sheng smiled faintly and nodded. He said, "Due to my limited cultivation, this Heavenly Dipper Earthly Fiend Star Taboo that I set up can only prevent experts with cultivation below the almighty immortal realm from sensing it. Once the cultivation exceeds the almighty immortal realm, this Heavenly Dipper Earthly Fiend Star Taboo is like an empty shell." At this point, Niu Sheng shook his head and continued, "However, experts who have surpassed the great overarching golden immortal realm won't be interested in a little fellow like you. Therefore, you don't have to worry about your secret being discovered." "Yes, I understand." After hearing Niu Sheng's words, Mo Qingyun showed an expression of understanding and bowed to Niu Sheng again. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun and Niu Sheng were talking, Xiang Xie suddenly said, "Little guy, since Brother Niu is so helpful to you, I'll make an exception and give you a little reminder. The assessment time of this path of slaughter is 3 months. Even if you have the ability to pass through the path of slaughter in 3 months, it's best to stay here for 3 months and try to kill more demonic beasts before leaving. This is related to the amount of wild holy qi you will obtain in the future. There's such a secret. Although Xiang Xie did not say it explicitly, this reminder was very obvious. Mo Qingyun could still understand it. If there were no accidents, the amount of wild holy chi obtained should be equivalent to the number of demonic beasts killed. Although Mo Qingyun did not know what the wild holy chi was, since Xiang Xie and Niu Sheng valued it so much, it must be an extraordinary cultivation resource. I understand. After hearing Xiang Xie's explanation, Mo Qingyun nodded solemnly and thanked Xiang Xie with clasped hands. In response to Mo Qingyun's gratitude, Xiang Xie nodded indifferently and said, "Since the matter has been settled, Niu Sheng and I will leave first. We'll meet on the path of wilderness in 3 months." As soon as Xiang Xie finished speaking, he and Niu Sheng left with the 9-headed dragon. Seeing that Xiang Xie and Niu Sheng had left, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate anymore and began to go deep into the underground sea. He was prepared to hunt demonic beasts while he entered the entrance to the Earth's core. I didn't expect that being hunted by the 9-headed dragon would attract 2 true immortal realm experts to help me hide the secret of my immortal artifact level body. Chapter 1200. Since Xiang Xie and Xiang Xie knew that I was being chased by the 9-headed dragon, they must know the situation well. Mo Qingyun's expression suddenly changed as he walked through the sea. He felt a sense of lingering fear and thought, "Fortunately, I didn't summon the God Shooter Bao. Otherwise, it would be very troublesome if Xiang Xie and the other 2 found out about it. From the looks of it, I can't reveal all of my trump cards when I hunt demonic beasts." Mo Qingyun had a plan in mind when he realized that someone would spy on him while he was killing. No matter what, he couldn't bring out the God Shooter Bao. The God Shooter Bao was his most powerful, life-saving trump card. Unless it was absolutely necessary, he would not use it. Without the threat of a 9-headed dragon in the underground ocean, Mo Qingyun had no more worries when killing demonic beasts. He could slaughter them without restraint. Of course, Mo Qingyun would not provoke some demonic beasts in the 4th or 5th level of the sky, human realm. First of all, these demonic beasts were too powerful for Mo Qingyun to kill. Second of all, it would be very troublesome if he was entangled with them. It would delay a lot of time to kill demonic beasts. Now, that Mo Qingyun knew from Xiang Xie that the number of demonic beasts he killed was related to the amount of desolation holy chi he obtained, he would naturally do his best to kill demonic beasts. Next, under Mo Qingyun's unscrupulous slaughter, demonic beasts became souls under his blade one after another, allowing him to increase the number of demonic beasts he killed again and again. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was killing demonic beasts, a beautiful figure came to the underground ocean. If Mo Qingyun was here, he would definitely recognize that this beautiful figure was the ghost moon saintess. He did not expect that after not seeing her for a while, she would really find the underground ocean. Looking at her now, it seemed that she was determined to find Mo Qingyun. I didn't expect Mo Qingyun to be so powerful. He killed all the demonic beasts in the 9 extinction path. Seeing that she was unimpeded, the ghost moon saintess was shocked. She was shocked by the situation. Along the way, she kept improving her evaluation of Mo Qingyun. However, she was surprised to find that she had underestimated Mo Qingyun again and again. When she came to the front of the underground ocean, the ghost moon saintess hesitated for a while and then dived into the underground ocean. When the ghost moon saintess entered the underground ocean, she felt a shocking pressure from the water current on her body. Under the pressure of this water flow, she felt that the circulation of her chi and blood and her mobility were greatly restricted. It couldn't be helped. Her current physical strength wasn't even at the level of a spirit tool, so she naturally couldn't resist the pressure of the water flow like Mo Qingyun. The water pressure of the water in the underground ocean is so strong. Feeling the pressure on her body, the ghost moon saintess was surprised. She couldn't help but have some doubts. However, before she could think too much about it, the suspicion in her heart was resolved. It's a dragon claw tiger shark. Looking at the shark with 4 dragon claws, the ghost moon saintess was sure that Mo Qingyun must have been here. The demonic beasts in the killing path lived in groups. Every group of demonic beasts would live in a fixed area. since the dragon claw tiger shark appeared here and Mo Qingyun killed so many of them, then Mo Qingyun must be in the underground ocean. These dragon claw tiger sharks are all at the first level of the sky human realm. How did Mo Qingyun kill so many of them? Feeling the aura of the dragon claw tiger shark, the ghost moon saintess was puzzled. She did not understand how Mo Qingyun could kill them so fast. At this moment, when the ghost moon saintess was puzzled, the dragon claw tiger sharks found her and surrounded her. Seeing thousands of dragon claw tiger sharks besieging her, the ghost moon saintess's face tightened. Although her cultivation was at the second level of the sky human realm, she had no choice but to run when facing so many dragon claw tiger sharks. The ghost moon saintess did not dare to stay any longer. She immediately ran in one direction. In the process of running for her life, the ghost moon saintess felt so frustrated that she almost went crazy. Mo Qingyun, a person with cultivation at the first level of the heaven realm, was killing dragon-clawed tiger sharks in full swing, while she, a dignified person with cultivation at the second level of the heaven realm, was being chased by a group of dragon-clawed tiger sharks until she was forced to flee for her life. The contrast was too big. She was only at the second level of the sky human realm, and Mo Qingyun was only at the first level of the sky human realm. Mo Qingyun was only at the first level of the sky human realm. How could he be so much stronger than her? When this doubt arose in the ghost moon saintess's mind, she felt an inexplicable blow. Her heart was filled with frustration. Fortunately, the dragon-claw tiger sharks were not fast. Soon, the ghost moon saintess got rid of them. After getting rid of the dragon-claw tiger sharks, the ghost moon saintess moved forward more carefully. She was on high alert. She had no choice. The demonic beasts in the underground sea were too strong. Even the weakest one was at the peak of the sovereign realm. She did not feel much pressure to deal with hundreds of demonic beasts at the peak of the sovereign realm. However, if she encountered thousands of them, she would be in danger. If she encountered thousands of dragon-claw tiger sharks, she would definitely die if she did not run fast enough. Haha, I have waited for 10 years. Finally, I met a living person again. At this moment, when the ghost moon saintess was moving forward carefully, a stooped middle-aged man in black sneered and sized her up. This stooped middle-aged man was very strong. His aura was much stronger than the demon sun of 100 transformations. He should be at the peak of the third level of the sky, human realm. Peak of the third level of the sky, human realm. After seeing this middle-aged man, the ghost moon saintess's expression immediately became serious. Her face turned pale. If it was an ordinary person at the third level of the sky human realm, she could barely fight with him with her current strength. However, she did not have any chance of winning against someone at the peak of the third level of the sky human realm. Seeing the ghost moon saintess's pale face and panicked expression, the stooped middle-aged man smiled evilly and said, "Haha, I didn't expect that the person who gave me the Wasteland Continent Residence token would be such a beautiful woman. It seems that the heavens are not unkind to me." After saying these proud words, the stooped middle-aged man who called himself I Ching looked at the ghost moon saintess proudly and said, "Little beauty, as long as you obediently hand over the Wasteland Continent Residence token and serve me well, I will spare your life. How about it?" Humph. In your dreams. Hearing I Ching's words, the ghost moon saintess coldly shouted. Her eyes were filled with strong, killing intent. Chapter 1201. In the firestorm, a vague figure could be seen waving his halberd to kill the surrounding demonic beasts. Every time the figure waved his halberd, a demonic beast at the first level of the sky, human realm, would die under his halberd. It's him. Seeing the figure in the firestorm, Ghost Moon Saintess's expression changed. She was pleasantly surprised. She found that the person in the firestorm was Mo Qingyun, whom she had been looking for many days. Mo Qingyun moved very fast. In the blink of an eye, he came to Ghost Moon Saintess's side and looked at her in surprise. He did not expect to meet Ghost Moon Saintess again after being separated for a few days. It was really fate. Judging from the situation, Ghost Moon Saintis seemed to be in some trouble and had been noticed by a powerful guy. Peak of the third level of the sky, human realm. Mo Qingyun frowned slightly when he sensed I Ching's cultivation. He said in surprise, "It looks like there are still many secrets that I don't know about in this path of slaughter. To think that there are actually experts with such cultivation." When Mo Qingyun entered the path of slaughter, he did not think too much about it. He thought that the path of slaughter was just a place to gain experience. Now, it seemed that the situation was not as simple as it seemed. There should be greater opportunities in the path of slaughter. Otherwise, those who entered the path of slaughter were basically in the sovereign realm. How could there be a third level of the sky human realm? Obviously, this person had encountered a great opportunity after entering the path of slaughter, which made his cultivation advance by leaps and bounds. Only in this way could they have the strength to pass through the underground and the earth's core of the path of slaughter. Therefore, Mo Qingyun came to a conclusion. There should be some place in the path of slaughter that could quickly increase the strength of the cultivators. Otherwise, some extremely vicious people wouldn't risk their lives to enter the path of slaughter through the death corridor. After thinking about it this way, Mo Qingyun had a plan in his heart. He silently decided in his heart, "It seems that in the following time, I should be more careful and see if I can find a secret manual." Mo Qingyun thought for a while. Then he turned to the Ghost Moon Saintis and asked, "It seems that you are in trouble. Do you need my help?" "Of course I'm going to help. Don't tell me you're just going to watch me get bullied." Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, the Ghost Moon Saintis smiled sweetly. She was very satisfied with Mo Qingyun's performance. Generally speaking, although she had encountered some setbacks in her search for Mo Qingyun, the results were still pretty good. "Brat, you want to be the hero saving the damsel in distress with a mere cultivation base at the first level of the heaven tier? This old man will take care of you as well." Seeing that Mo Qingyun wanted to meddle in other people's business, I Ching's face darkened and he spoke angrily. "Gale Purple Lightning Saber." As soon as I Ching finished speaking, he stopped talking nonsense with Mo Qingyun and took out a broadsword that was even taller than him. As I Ching waved the long blade, purple lightning suddenly bloomed and engulfed Mo Qingyun. "Qingyun, watch out." Seeing the power of I Ching's saber, the Ghost Moon Saintis' expression changed drastically. She quickly warned Mo Qingyun. She could see that the power of I Ching's saber was enough to threaten a fourth-level heaven tier expert. However, Mo Qingyun was only at the first level of the heaven tier. No matter how strong Mo Qingyun was, it would be difficult for him to resist I Ching's saber. Sky-breaking heavenly flames halberd. As soon as the Ghost Moon Saintis warned Mo Qingyun quickly waved the immortal burning battle halberd and faced the purple saber head-on. As Mo Qingyun waved the immortal burning battle halberd, a terrifying flame energy burst out and turned into a shocking fire dragon halberd shadow. Dang, dang, dang. When the immortal burning battle halberd and the purple saber collided, there was a loud noise and a shocking origin energy storm. Under the force of this origin energy storm, Mo Qingyun and I Ching's bodies were shaken to the point of retreating repeatedly, and it seemed like they were evenly matched. Evenly matched? Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, the Ghost Moon Saintis' pretty face was filled with surprise. She did not expect Mo Qingyun to be so powerful. She could clearly sense that I Ching's strength was infinitely close to the fourth level of the heaven tier. However, even so, Mo Qingyun was still evenly matched with him. It could be seen how shocking Mo Qingyun's combat strength was. It was not as simple as it seemed. "You have some skills. No wonder you dare to challenge me." Seeing that he could not take down Mo Qingyun even with his full strength, I Ching was shocked. In his opinion, with his strength that was close to the fourth level of the heaven tier, it should be a piece of cake for him to deal with the first level of the heaven tier. The current situation was too different from what he had imagined. Roar! At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was about to continue the battle, a series of deafening beast roars came from a few caves not far away. It seemed that the battle between Mo Qingyun and I Ching had angered the demonic beasts in the caves. Soon, a huge octopus with 16 tentacles appeared in the sight of Mo Qingyun and the other two. These octopuses were very powerful. Basically, they were all at the 3rd level of the heaven tier. Some of them were even at the 4th level of the heaven tier. Sea Demon Heavenly Octopus. Seeing these huge creatures, I Ching's expression changed drastically. There was panic on his face. Boy, you're lucky this time. You better not let me see you again, I Ching said unwillingly. Then, he turned around and fled, no longer paying any attention to Mo Qingyun and Mo Qingyun. It seemed that he knew how powerful these octopuses were and did not want to fight with them. Let's go. While I Ching was running away, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate at all. She grabbed Ghost Moon Sanus by the waist and took her to the distance at an extremely fast speed. These sea demon heavenly octopuses appear to be at the 3rd level of the heaven tier, but they had 16 flexible tentacles. When they fought, their strength would definitely be at the 4th level of the heaven tier. Mo Qingyun could hardly kill demonic beasts at this level. It took time and effort. Even if he killed a few, it would not make up for the loss. Moreover, Ghost Moon Saintus was standing aside. If he had to take care of Ghost Moon Sanus, he would be even more powerless. Seeing Mo Qingyun hugging her waist, Ghost Moon Sanus's pretty face changed. She was embarrassed and angry. However, when she saw Mo Qingyun's serious expression and eyes that did not contain any distracting thoughts, she swallowed her words and allowed Mo Qingyun to hug her. With the complete acceleration of the law of wind, Mo Qingyun's speed was extremely fast. Soon, he got rid of the sea demon heavenly octopuses. After a while, Mo Qingyun and Ghost Moon Saintus came to a safe place. Mo Qingyun let go of Ghost Moon Saintus. Mo Qingyun let go of Ghost Moon Saintus. He asked curiously, "Why are you here?" Chapter 1202. Why can't I come here? Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, the Ghost Moon Saintus raised her chin and looked at Mo Qingyun confusedly. Why did you come to the underground level directly? Why didn't you go to the tomb of the slain gods to receive the inheritance? Why didn't you improve your cultivation before coming here? Receive the inheritance in the tomb of the slain gods? Mo Qingyun's expression froze. The doubts in his heart were suddenly resolved. It was just as he had guessed. In this path of death, there was a secret realm that could help people improve their strength. But he didn't expect it to be on the surface. Seeing Mo Qingyun's dazed expression, the Ghost Moon Saintus stared at Mo Qingyun. She was surprised and asked, "Don't you know about the tomb of the slain gods?" Mo Qingyun smiled embarrassedly and shook his head. "I really don't know about the tomb of the slain gods." The Ghost Moon Saintus was speechless. Mo Qingyun actually didn't know about such important information. This guy was too careless. Of course, what made the Ghost Moon Saintus more depressed was that Mo Qingyun could kill so many demonic beasts in the underground level without entering the tomb of the slain gods. This kind of ability made her feel a sense of defeat. I know where the tomb of the slain gods is. Let's go there now. The Ghost Moon Saintus stood up and patted the dust off her body. She told Mo Qingyun and walked forward. Seeing the Ghost Moon Saintus walking forward, Mo Qingyun nodded and followed her back to the surface. After a short while, Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintus came to the passage connecting to the surface. What surprised Mo Qingyun was that there were countless demonic spider beasts in this passage. Looking at the dense demonic spider beasts, Mo Qingyun was puzzled. He remembered that he had killed all the demonic spider beasts in the passage. Seeing Mo Qingyun's puzzled expression, the Ghost Moon Saintus smiled and guessed Mo Qingyun's doubts. She explained, "There is a true immortal realm insect queen in every hero's passage. This true immortal realm insect queen will release a large number of demonic beasts every once in a while." True immortal realm insect queen? Hearing the Ghost Moon Saintus's explanation, Mo Qingyun was shocked. At the same time, he understood where the demonic spider beasts came from. We had just entered the desolate desert. Wasn't there a sand dragon goo queen that was releasing countless sand dragon goo? With the speed at which the insect queen released the sand dragon goo, it would not take long for the passage to be filled with demon beasts. Fortunately, although there were a lot of demonic spider beasts, they weren't very strong. The strongest one was only at the first level of the sky, human realm. With Mo Qingyun's current strength, it would only take him some time to kill these demonic spider beasts. Ghost Moon, come behind me. I will kill these demonic spider beasts to open the way, Mo Qingyun said to the Ghost Moon Saintess. He walked to the front and started to kill the demonic spider beasts that were approaching. Scorching Sun. When Mo Qingyun rushed towards the demonic spider beasts, he also used the Scorching Sun shield to defend against the demonic spider beast sneak attack and increase his killing speed. With Mo Qingyun's terrifying physical strength, he didn't need to defend himself against the attacks of Dominator Realm monsters. Therefore, the Scorching Sun shield was mainly used to increase his killing speed and protect the Ghost Moon Saintess behind him. Pa 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 pa. Under the terrifying power of the Scorching Sun shield, some of the Dominator Realm spider demonic beasts in the vicinity were burned like dry firewood, emitting crisp, crackling sounds. Even the slightly stronger spider demonic beasts had their strength greatly reduced under the burning of the power of the flames. They no longer had the ability to attack. Seeing this, the Ghost Moon Saintess behind Mo Qingyun immediately stared at Mo Qingyun with her beautiful eyes. She couldn't say a word. It was too terrifying. When she saw the speed at which Mo Qingyun killed the demonic spider beasts, she guessed that Mo Qingyun's killing speed must be very fast. However, when she saw it with her own eyes, she couldn't help but be shocked. Mo Qingyun's killing speed was too fast. Soon, Mo Qingyun led the Ghost Moon Saintess a few hundred meters forward. Wherever they went, not a single demonic spider beast was left alive. During this process, the Ghost Moon Saintess also killed many demonic spider beasts. She killed all the demonic spider beasts that Mo Qingyun missed. While killing the demonic spider beasts, the Ghost Moon Saintess couldn't help but sigh. Following behind Mo Qingyun, killing demonic spider beasts was too easy. If Mo Qingyun wasn't at the front, it wouldn't be easy for her to kill these Dominator Realm demonic spider beasts, even though she was only at the second level of the Sky Realm. Time passed little by little as Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess crazily killed demonic spider beasts. 2 days later, under Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess' crazy killing, they passed through the Path of the Brave. Follow me. Outside the Path of the Brave, the Ghost Moon Saintess smiled sweetly at Mo Qingyun. Then, she walked into the depths of the barren desert. Looking at the Ghost Moon Saintess' actions, Mo Qingyun nodded and followed her into the depths of the barren desert. Mo Qingyun followed behind the Ghost Moon Saintess. He found that the Ghost Moon Saintess was very familiar with the barren desert. She was very familiar with the barren desert. After a few hours, Mo Qingyun arrived in front of an ancient tomb under the Ghost Moon Saintess' guidance. These ancient tombs emitted powerful auras. Some were at the Sky Realm, some were at the Heavenly Immortal Realm, and some were even more powerful. Qingyun, this is the tomb of the slain gods. These ancient tombs contain the experts who had passed through the path of the slaying. Arriving in front of the tomb, the Ghost Moon Saintess showed a respectful expression. She pointed at the ancient tombs and explained, "There are a total of 9,999 ancient tombs in this tomb of the slain gods. Each ancient tomb contains a peerless expert. As long as you can gain the recognition of the ancient tomb, you can enter the ancient tomb and obtain the inheritance." I know. Hearing the Ghost Moon Saintess' explanation, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. A feeling of understanding rose up in his heart. To be able to obtain the inheritance of such an expert, it would not be easy for one's strength not to increase rapidly. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was pondering in his heart, he saw many familiar figures. He saw the 100-Change Devil Child, Ta Xian, Chu Yunyun, and Hanlon walking towards the depths of the tomb of the slain gods. They wanted to gain the recognition of the ancient tombs. Mo Qingyun, Ghost Moon, When Mo Qingyun's gaze swept over the 100 devil child and the others, they also noticed Mo Qingyun and Ta Xian. They were all surprised. Chapter 1203. Qingyun. Everyone can only get one inheritance in the tomb of the slain gods. So you must choose the tomb well. Looking at the tomb of the slain gods, the ghost moon saintess said to Mo Qingyun with a serious expression, "Okay." Hearing the ghost moon saintess's explanation, Mo Qingyun nodded solemnly and said, "Let's go in." Mo Qingyun didn't wait for the ghost moon saintess's reply and walked into the tomb of the slain gods. Roar! As Mo Qingyun walked into the tomb of the slain gods, murderous intent mixed with the smell of blood emerged from the tombs one after another. These killing intents flew out from the ancient tomb and transformed into faint figures. They spoke bewitching words to Mo Qingyun, saying, "Choose me. I can give you great strength." When these voices entered Mo Qingyun's mind, he felt a powerful intent that wanted to invade his mind. Possession. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun's expression immediately changed to one of shock. He was quite frightened by the current situation. If this was the case, the more powerful the murderous intent figures were, the higher the chance of being possessed. Seeing Mo Qingyun's reaction, the ghost moon saintess quickly understood his thoughts. She explained, "Qingyun, you guessed right. These murderous intent figures can indeed possess a person's body. Moreover, once the body is possessed, it will be attacked by the ancient taboo of the slain god's tomb. So, when you choose the tomb, you must be very, very careful. Nothing ventured, nothing gained." This saying is absolutely true. Hearing the ghost moon saintess's words, Mo Qingyun's doubts were solved. He understood that opportunities and dangers often existed together. Then, Mo Qingyun focused his mind and resisted the invasion of the murderous intent figures. He walked into the tomb of the slain god step by step. Mo Qingyun kept going deeper into the tomb of the slain gods. The murderous intent figures around him became stronger and stronger. Of course, this also meant that the experts in the tombs were stronger when they were alive. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was walking into the tomb of the slain gods, a scream came from beside him. The eyes of the early sovereign realm middle-aged man were gradually turning blood red. Looking at his current appearance, his mind must have been invaded by the murderous intent figures. Destroy. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was surprised by the man's reaction, a large ancient word appeared above the tomb of the slain gods. After the word appeared, it emitted a destructive might that blasted toward the middle-aged man. Bang! The word destroy word entered the middle-aged man's body. Everyone in the tomb of the slain gods trembled when they saw this. Their eyes were filled with intense fear. They didn't expect that once the killing intent body invaded their minds, they would be killed by the ancient taboo in the tomb of the slain gods. After such a scene appeared, those who were still bitterly holding on and wanted to choose a more powerful grave no longer dared to continue. They were afraid that if their minds were invaded by the murderous intent figures, they would end up like them. Soon, these people retreated and chose tombs with weaker murderous intent figures. They accepted the inheritances from the experts in the tombs. Of course, people like Mo Qingyun who were confident in their strength continued to walk deeper into the tomb of the slain gods. As time passed, more and more people stopped to accept the inheritances from the experts in the tombs. 3 days later, Mo Qingyun and the ghost moon saintess came to Chu Yunyun and the others. They walked side by side with them. At this time, Chu Yunyun and the others all had strained expressions on their faces. It seemed that they were about to reach their limits. Mo Qingyun did not care about Chu Yunyun and the others' reactions. He overtook them and continued to walk forward. When Hanlin and the others saw that Mo Qingyun had easily surpassed them, they couldn't help but feel a sense of unwillingness to admit defeat. Then, Hanlon and the others made a rash move. They wanted to challenge the tombs with strong auras. At this moment, Chu Yunyun's eyes started to glow red. She showed signs of being possessed by the murderous intent figures. "Yunyun, Seeing Chu Yunyun's reaction, the ghost moon saintess, who had a good relationship with Chu Yunyun, shouted anxiously. However, Chu Yunyun did not respond to her words. Her eyes gradually became hollow. Seeing the ghost moon saintess action, Mo Qingyun frowned. He could not help but turn a look at Chu Yunyun. Sealed door. Seeing Chu Yunyun's reaction, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He immediately used the sealed door and blasted it toward her head. Soon, a mini version of the light gate blasted into Chu Yunyun's head. When the sealed door blasted into Chu Yunyun's head, the murderous intent figure that was invading Chu Yunyun's mind began to weaken. As the murderous intent figure's aura was weakened, Chu Yunyun's eyes gradually became clearer. It seemed that she had suppressed the murderous intent figure that was invading her mind. Thinking back to the previous scene, Chu Yunyun's face turned pale. Her heart was filled with fear. Thank you. After calming down, Chu Yunyun blinked her beautiful eyes and smiled at Mo Qingyun gratefully. You're welcome. Mo Qingyun nodded indifferently at Chu Yunyun's words of gratitude. He continued to walk towards the depths of the tomb of the slain gods. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had turned around and walked forward, Chu Yunyun took a step back. She chose a pink ancient tomb and entered it to receive the inheritance. Seeing Chu Yunyun's dangerous situation, Han Lan and Tuo Xian stopped unwillingly. They each chose an ancient tomb to receive the inheritance. After Chu Yunyun, Tuo Xian, and Han Lan entered the ancient tomb and received the inheritance, there was only Mo Qingyun, 100-change demon son, and Ghost Moon Saintess left. However, looking at Ghost Moon Saintess's current state, it seemed that she was about to reach her limit. If you can't take it, don't force yourself. Looking at Ghost Moon Saintess beside him, Mo Qingyun instructed her. He then said, choose an ancient tomb with a strong aura. I'll help you suppress the murderous intent figure and let you receive its inheritance. Brat, you actually helped Ghost Moon cheat. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, 100-change demon son's face darkened, and he said angrily. His words seemed to be directed at Ghost Moon Saintess. In fact, he was jealous that Mo Qingyun had the means to suppress the murderous intent figure. Mo Qingyun chose to ignore 100-change demon son's words. He focused on suppressing the murderous intent figure for Ghost Moon Saintess. Chapter 1204. After helping the Ghost Moon Holy Lady obtain the inheritance of the ancient tomb, Mo Qingyun continued walking towards the depths of the tomb of the slain gods. Mo Qingyun chose to ignore the gloomy face of the devil child of 100 transformations. It was as if he didn't exist. Mo Qingyun, seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, the devil child of 100 transformations' face was extremely gloomy. The veins on his neck bulged as he gritted his teeth. He was the prince with the best talent in the demon path. Now he was being looked down upon by a kid from a subsidiary continent. He couldn't accept this. However, since he couldn't fight in the slain god's tomb, he could only suppress his anger. Seeing the devil child of 100 transformations gnashing his teeth, Mo Qingyun revealed a mocking smile and asked, do you really want to fight me? Mo Qingyun, don't think that you can be arrogant in front of me just because we can't fight in the slain god's tomb. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the devil child of 100 transformations couldn't help but feel even more furious. Wait till I leave the slain god's tomb. This time, I will kill you. I won't let you escape again. Ha, is that so? Mo Qingyun smiled indifferently. Suddenly, his eyes flashed as he smiled faintly. You can't fight here, but that doesn't mean that I can't. Since you want to kill me so badly, I'll give you a gift first. Sealed gate. Mo Qingyun didn't waste any more words with the devil child of 100 transformations. He directly used the sealed gate on him, following which a mini glowing gate formed rapidly. In a flash, it blasted into the devil child of 100 transformations consciousness. Mo Qingyun didn't use the sealed gate to suppress the devil child of 100 transformations consciousness. Instead, he used it to seal the devil child of 100 transformations consciousness. PFFF. After being hit by the sealed gate, the devil child of 100 transformations immediately vomited a mouthful of blood. His face turned pale, following which the devil son of 100 transformations realized that his flesh and soul were being suppressed by a domineering force. The devil child of 100 transformations' resistance to the killing intent manifestation immediately weakened by a lot. Soon, the devil child of myriad transformations let out a painful cry under the corrosion of the killing intent. When the devil child of myriad transformations let out a miserable shriek, his eyes also turned blood red, revealing the reflection of his mind being corroded. At this moment, after the 100 transformations devil child's performance, his eyes suddenly became clearer. However, if one were to take a closer look, they would be able to see that the aura of the demon child of 100 transformations had become even colder. Mo Qin Yun, I'll remember what you did today. After the devil child of myriad transformations' eyes regained their clarity, he coldly glanced at Mo Qin Yun. After that, he entered an ancient tomb to receive the inheritance. Looking at the reaction of the devil child of 100 transformations, Mo Qin Yun frowned slightly. He felt that the devil child of 100 transformations' actions were a little abnormal. However, at this moment, he couldn't pinpoint what was wrong with the devil child of 100 transformations. He only felt that the devil child of 100 transformations was behaving strangely. After a short moment of hesitation, Mo Qin Yun didn't think too much about it and continued walking into the depths of the slaying god's grave. As he walked into the depths of the slaying god's grave, the corrosion of the killing intent manifestation that Mo Qin Yun was experiencing became more and more intense. Sealed door. Facing the strong corrosion of the surrounding killing intent manifestation, Mo Qin Yun immediately used the sealed door to weaken the strength of the killing intent manifestation. However, as Mo Qin Yun continued walking for a while, he realized that even if he used the sealed door, he wouldn't be able to suppress the killing intent manifestation that was corroding him. The corrosion of the killing intent manifestation is getting stronger and stronger. If I continue to go deeper, even with the help of the sealed door, I won't be able to resist the corrosion of the killing intent manifestation. Seeing that his tolerance had reached its limit, Mo Qin Yun frowned, and a sense of worry rose in his heart. Roar! At that moment, when Mo Qin Yun was hesitating whether to continue, a killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human invaded his sea of consciousness. Buzz! When the killing intent manifestation entered Mo Qin Yun's sea of consciousness, Mo Qin Yun felt a buzz in his head and became a little confused. Seal gate, seal for me. After a short moment of confusion, Mo Qin Yun didn't dare to hesitate and immediately used the sealed door on the killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human. Being sealed by the sealed door, the killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human weakened a little. However, it was still not something that Mo Qin Yun could easily contend with. How could this be? Why is this killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human so strong? Why is it so much stronger than the other killing intent manifestations? At that moment, Mo Qin Yun's heart was filled with doubts. He couldn't understand the strength of this killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human. At that moment, the killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human gave Mo Qin Yun a feeling that it was no weaker than a heaven immortal expert. Tiske, I didn't expect that I, Tiger Soul, would encounter such a good carrier when I just woke up after sleeping for thousands of years. While Mo Qin Yun was panicking, the killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human said excitedly, "A boy at the first level of the heaven immortal realm not only has the physical strength of an immortal artifact, but also has the immemorial bloodline of creation. One extremely rare carrier." After the killing intent manifestation with the head of a tiger and the body of a human who called himself Tiger Soul said excitedly, he suddenly revealed a puzzled look. He looked at the light door martial soul in Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness and said doubtfully, This stone door seems a little familiar. It seems like I've seen it somewhere before, but I can't remember it at the moment. After Tiger Soul muttered to himself, he revealed a curious expression. With an excited expression, he said, However, in this way, I am becoming more and more curious about you. Brat, you should give up on resisting. You alone cannot stop me. Mo Qingyun revealed an unyielding expression when he heard Tiger Soul's words. His expression darkened as he said, I'm giving you one last chance. Get out of my sea of consciousness immediately. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Boy, I followed my master and fought everywhere back then. I, Tiger Soul, have seen all kinds of scenes. You can't scare me. Tiger Soul curled his lips in disdain when he heard Mo Qingyun's threatening words. He didn't take Mo Qingyun's words seriously at all. If that's the case, then die. Mo Qingyun didn't want to waste any more time with Tiger Soul when he heard what he said. He directly transmitted his voice to the god Shooter Bao. Senior, I beg of you to help me kill this fiend. Boy, you've already encountered trouble that you can't solve so quickly. This old man is a little disappointed in you. The god Shooter Bao said disappointedly when he heard Mo Qingyun's transmission. He turned into a golden light and entered Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness. God Shooter Bao. Tiger Soul's body trembled when he saw the god Shooter Bao enter Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness. His expression revealed intense fear. Chapter 1205. So it's Tiger Soul. A smile appeared on the god Shooter Bao's face when he saw the Tiger Soul killing intent body in front of him. He chuckled and said, No wonder that little fellow asked this old man to take action. Given that little fellow's current strength, it is indeed impossible for him to deal with you. This time, this old man has wronged him. The god Shooter Bao knows Tiger Soul. Mo Qingyun could not help but be shocked when he heard the conversation between the god Shooter Bao and Tiger Soul. He was extremely surprised by this scene. From the looks of it, the origin of the Tiger Soul must be extremely terrifying. God Shooter Bao, have you accepted that kid as your master? Tiger Soul revealed a fearful expression as it looked at the god Shooter Bao in front of it and asked in surprise. In its opinion, if the god Shooter Bao had not accepted Mo Qingyun as its master, it would not have stepped forward to protect Mo Qingyun. No, he's not qualified for me to accept him as my master at the moment. The god Shooter Bao smiled faintly when he heard Tiger Soul's words. He then said, Do you want to be like me and stay by this little fellow's side for the time being? If he meets our requirements one day, we'll accept him as our master. How about that? Mo Qingyun's heartbeat quickened when he heard the god Shooter Bao's words. The god Shooter Bao was actually helping him subdue Tiger Soul. If Tiger Soul was also willing to submit to him, wouldn't that mean that he had obtained two great primordial weapons? This was simply too shocking. Tiger Soul hesitated when it heard the god Shooter Bao's words. It was clearly tempted by the god Shooter Bao's suggestion. In its current state, if it did not find a suitable body to possess, it would begin to weaken. In the future, as time passed, its strength would become weaker and weaker until it completely disappeared from the world. This was not an outcome it wanted to see. Furthermore, with the potential that Mo Qingyun had displayed, if he could really grow, he would be qualified to become its master. Of course, all of this was based on Mo Qingyun's growth. However, just as the god Shooter Bao had said, the current Mo Qingyun was not qualified to make it submit. All right, I'll go with you. After a short moment of silence, Tiger Soul made a difficult decision. It decided to stay by Mo Qingyun's side for the time being. After Tiger Soul made the difficult decision, he sent a soul sound transmission into Mo Qingyun's mind and said, Kid, come with me and accept my master's inheritance. As soon as Tiger Soul finished speaking, it flew out of Mo Qingyun's consciousness and headed towards the front of the Tomb of the Gods. With Tiger Soul leading the way, the other massacred divine thought apparitions in the Tomb of the Slain Gods did not dare approach Mo Qingyun. From the looks of it, They were all very afraid of Tiger Soul and did not dare to touch Tiger Soul's things. This kind of situation was like the various small animals in a forest that did not dare to touch the things of a tiger. With Tiger Soul leading the way, Mo Qingyun soon arrived at the tomb at the front of the tomb. After entering the tomb, Mo Qingyun's body suddenly trembled, and he couldn't help but feel a chill. Too powerful. The flowing aura in this ancient tomb was just too powerful. After sizing it up, Mo Qingyun discovered that the source of this terrifying aura was actually something that looked like a bull's horn. Kid, that horn is the inheritance of this ancient tomb. Go and refine it. While Mo Qingyun was shocked, Tiger Soul instructed Mo Qingyun in a cold tone. As soon as Tiger Soul finished speaking, it flew into a broken blade and fused with it. Then, the broken blade emitted a bloody light and flew directly into Mo Qingyun's body. Upon seeing Tiger Soul's actions, Mo Qingyun felt helpless and a bitter smile appeared on his face. From the looks of it, Tiger Soul was probably like the God Shooter Bao. It was another master that he could not order around. Furthermore, based on Tiger Soul's temperament, it was probably even more difficult to get along with than the God Shooter Bao. Of course, although Mo Qingyun had a headache over this, he would not object to Tiger Soul following him. No matter what, the God Shooter Bao and Tiger Soul were both ancient divine weapons. They were things that could only be encountered by chance. It was a blessing to have them by his side. It was not something that an ordinary person could encounter. Furthermore, once Mo Qingyun controlled Tiger Soul and the God Shooter Bao, his strength would definitely become extremely terrifying. Mo Qingyun hesitated for a moment before he picked up the bull's horn and released his soul power into it. Buzz as Mo Qingyun's soul power entered the bull's horn, his mind immediately buzzed and the scene before his eyes changed. He saw a Demon Clan powerhouse with 2 horns on his head, 8 legs, 3 heads, 6 arms, and an iron forehead. He held 3 weapons, saber, axe, and halberd, in his hands. Behind this Demon Clan powerhouse stood 81 Demon Clan divine generals. They were confronting the 2 powerful forces in front of them. After a brief confrontation, both sides entered a battle. Every one of them emitted a terrifying aura. Very soon, the color of the sky changed as the 2 sides fought. It was as if the sky was going to collapse. A golden-winged rock that soared in the sky, a 5-clawed golden dragon that breathed out clouds, and a thunder tiger that controlled lightning. All of them joined the battle at this moment. Who exactly is this powerhouse with 2 horns on his head? Why are there so many powerhouses following him? Mo Qingyun was very curious about the existence with 2 horns on his head in the image. Following that, Mo Qingyun was suddenly shocked. Could it be that the bull's horn in my hand belongs to that powerhouse? But with that powerhouse's terrifying cultivation, who can cut off his horn? At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was puzzled, his consciousness withdrew from the image of the battle. When Mo Qingyun withdrew from the image of the battle, a lot of information appeared in his mind, causing his head to ache. After a while, when the pain in Mo Qingyun's head disappeared, he found that there was an additional cultivation technique in his mind. Could this 9 revolutions celestial demon transformation be the cultivation technique of that powerhouse with 2 horns? Thinking about the figure of that powerhouse with 2 horns on his head in the image of the battle, Mo Qingyun's blood began to boil. If this 9 revolutions celestial demon transformation was really the cultivation technique of that powerhouse, then Mo Qingyun had really struck gold. It was even more precious than the God Shooter Bao. After all, no matter how powerful a weapon was, it was still an external force. Only a powerful cultivation technique could make oneself stronger and become a true powerhouse who did not rely on external forces. After a short moment of excitement, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate any longer and began to digest the memories in his mind. Just like the other legacy martial arts techniques, with Mo Qingyun's current cultivation level, he could only see the first stage of the 9 revolutions celestial demon transformation, the God of War transformation. Chapter 1206. The god of war transformation mainly stimulated the battle intent in one's body to increase one's battle prowess. The stronger the battle intent in one's heart during battle, the more battle prowess one would be able to unleash, and the more powerful one would be. According to the description of the 9 revolutions demonic transformation, the god of war transformation was divided into 3 levels, which could increase one's battle prowess by different levels. The first level, fight to the death, could increase one's battle prowess by 30%. The second level, fight to the bitter end, could increase one's battle prowess by 50%. The third level, win all battles, could increase one's battle prowess by 100%. The god of war transformation is so powerful. After reading the description of the god of war transformation, Mo Qingyun's expression instantly changed. He was extremely shocked by the power of the god of war transformation. If he could cultivate the god of war transformation to the 3rd level, with his current strength, even if he met someone with a cultivation level of the 5th level of the sky human realm, he would be able to crush them easily. Since he knew the power of the god of war transformation, Mo Qingyun didn't want to waste any more time and entered the 5-directional small pagoda. After entering the 5-directional small pagoda, Mo Qingyun followed the cultivation method of the god of war transformation and condensed the battle intent in his body. Under the condensation of Mo Qingyun's battle intent, it started to turn into spots of golden light and gathered around Mo Qingyun's body. With the appearance of this battle intent, the aura emitted from Mo Qingyun's body clearly became stronger. In a short while, this shocking battle intent turned into a golden battle suit and entered Mo Qingyun's body. As the golden battle suit entered Mo Qingyun's body, a strong desire to battle grew in Mo Qingyun's heart. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's originally calm heart suddenly had the urge to fight. After this strange thought appeared, Mo Qingyun's expression instantly changed. He said worriedly, "It seems that condensing battle intent also has a very high requirement on the cultivator's willpower. If one's willpower is weak, the battle intent in their heart might go to their head and cause them to lose their mind." After understanding the dangers involved, Mo Qingyun became more cautious when cultivating the god of war transformation. He was no longer as greedy as before. Following this, Mo Qingyun gradually condensed his fighting spirit and increased his understanding of the god of war transformation. In the blink of an eye, 2 years had passed in the 5-directional towers, which was equivalent to more than a month in the outside world. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's cultivation had reached a bottleneck, and he could no longer condense the battle intent. After 2 years of bitter cultivation, Mo Qingyun had reaped great benefits. He had already reached the 1st level of the god of war transformation. Not only that, but his cultivation base had also unknowingly broken through to the 2nd level of the heaven tier. Moreover, he had successfully passed the 2nd tribulation of the 5 celestial tribulations, the Dermic Power Tribulation. It seems that if I want to increase my fighting spirit, I can't just rely on hard work. I have to experience life and death battles. After 2 years of continuous cultivation, Mo Qingyun already had a clear understanding of the true essence of fighting intent. At the same time, he also knew that the correct way to cultivate the god of war transformation was to break through in continuous battles. After understanding the true essence of the god of war transformation, Mo Qingyun decided not to immerse himself in cultivation anymore. He decided to hunt demonic beasts while cultivating the god of war transformation. Following this, Mo Qingyun's figure flashed, and he left the 5-directional towers. After leaving the 5-directional towers, Mo Qingyun directly walked out of the ancient tomb and headed towards the exit of the tomb of the slain gods. As for the ghost moon saintess who was accepting the inheritance, Mo Qingyun did not plan to wait for her. Firstly, he was not too familiar with the ghost moon saintess. Secondly, the path of slaughter was not a place to train as a team. He did not need to wait for the ghost moon saintess to kill demonic beasts together. If he waited here for the ghost moon saintess to complete the inheritance, he would just be wasting time. This was not what Mo Qingyun wanted to do. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun walked out of the tomb of the slain gods, many people also walked out of the ancient tomb. It seemed that they had all completed the inheritance. At this moment, these people's faces were filled with joy. It seemed that most of their gains were not bad. In addition, Mo Qingyun felt that these people's cultivation had increased by 3 to 5 small realms. In other words, those who were in the sovereign realm before entering the ancient tomb had all entered the heaven realm. As for those who were in the heaven realm, after coming out of the ancient tomb, their cultivation was close to the heaven immortal realm. After a while, Mo Qingyun walked out of the tomb of the slain gods. To Mo Qingyun's surprise, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun both smiled at him when he walked out of the tomb of the slain gods. Seeing the two women's actions, it seemed that they were waiting for him to come out and hunt demonic beasts with him. Mo Qingyun, you're out. Oof, I knew you wouldn't wait for us. Fortunately, we came out in advance. Seeing Mo Qingyun walking out of the tomb of the slain gods, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun greeted Mo Qingyun. However, looking at the ghost moon saintess's behavior, it seemed that she had some complaints about Mo Qingyun. The ghost moon saintess said some unhappy words. She looked at Mo Qingyun with a puzzled expression and said, "Qingyun, why is your cultivation only at the 2nd level of the heaven realm? Didn't you get the spiritual power infusion?" Spiritual power infusion? Mo Qingyun was stunned. He was surprised by the ghost moon saintess's question and said, "I only received an inheritance martial art. I didn't get any spiritual power infusion. Does the inheritance of the ancient tomb have spiritual power infusion? I don't know about this." The ghost moon saintess shook her head and replied with uncertainty. She then said, "But in my memory, it seems that everyone who received the inheritance of the ancient tomb would have spiritual power infusion. Your situation is really strange." At this time, Chu Yunyun's beautiful eyebrows twitched. She looked shocked and said, "Oh right, I heard that the highest level inheritance of the tomb of the slain gods doesn't have spiritual power infusion. This is to prevent the inheritor from relying too much on external forces and causing his foundation to be unstable, which would affect his future achievements. In other words, Mo Qingyun received the highest level inheritance. Is that so?" After hearing Chu Yunyun's explanation, the ghost moon saintess's pretty face changed. She smiled slyly at Mo Qingyun and said, "Qingyun, it seems that you must have received an extraordinary inheritance. You must be more powerful now. Next, you have to protect the two of us." Hearing the ghost moon saintess's words, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but smile bitterly. He said gloomily, "You two must be joking. Now that you are both at the 5th level of the heaven realm, why would you need the protection of a 1st level heaven realm warrior?" Huh. Seeing Mo Qingyun's deflated expression, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun smiled sweetly. Their faces were filled with the joy of victory. They said, "How about the two of us protect you?" At this moment, when Mo Qingyun and the other two were talking, a terrifying aura came out of the tomb of the slain gods. Chapter 12:07. Sensing this terrifying aura, everyone outside the tomb of the slain gods changed their expressions and looked towards the source of the aura. They found it hard to believe that someone had broken through to the heaven immortal realm after receiving the inheritance. When everyone knew the identity of this person, they showed a relieved expression, and the reverence they had for him in their hearts grew stronger. So this person was the demon son of 100 transformations. Everything made sense now. The demon son of 100 transformations cultivation was already at the peak of the 3rd level of the heaven immortal realm. Now that he had received the inheritance of the ancient tomb, it was not strange for him to break through to the heaven immortal realm. Seeing the demon son of 100 transformations slowly approaching, everyone was in awe and made way for the demon son of 100 transformations. The demon son of 100 transformations did not pay attention to everyone's reaction. Instead, he looked at Mo Qingyun coldly. First level of the heaven immortal realm. Sensing Mo Qingyun's aura, the demon son of 100 transformations smiled disdainfully and said sarcastically, Mo Qingyun, I did not expect that after receiving the inheritance of the ancient tomb, your cultivation is still at the second level of the heaven immortal realm. You really disappoint me. Demon son of 100 transformations, what are you trying to do? Seeing the demon son of 100 transformations actions, Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun's face turned cold. They blocked Mo Qingyun behind them. In their opinion, with Mo Qingyun's cultivation at the second level of the heaven immortal realm, it would be very difficult for him to fight against the demon son of 100 transformations, who was at the heaven immortal realm. Seeing that Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun wanted to stand up for Mo Qingyun, the demon son of 100 transformations' face turned even colder. He said angrily, Ghost Moon, I have reminded you many times not to meddle in other people's business. Since you insist on courting death, I can only fulfill your wish. The demon son of 100 transformations rebuked Ghost Moon Saintess angrily. His expression turned even colder as he glared at Chu Yunyun and said, Chu Yunyun, don't say that I don't know how to be gentle. If you leave Mo Qingyun's side now, I can spare you this time. Mo Qingyun, he saved my life in the tomb of the slain gods. I will not abandon him. Facing the pressure of the 100 transformations Devil Child's heavenly immortal stage aura, Chu Yunyun revealed a stubborn expression and said resolutely, 100 transformations Devil Child, if you want to make a move, go ahead. Even if I die here today, I won't let you touch Mo Qingyun. Seeing the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun's performance, the surrounding people were envious. They were jealous of Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun was just a brat from a subsidiary continent. What did he have to be able to obtain the favor of two proud daughters of heaven? This Mo Qingyun is really lucky with women. He can make the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun risk their lives to protect him. Oof, he's just a guy who relies on women. People like him are the most despised. With the demon son of 100 transformations power, even the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess cannot save Mo Qingyun today. Perhaps it was because of jealousy the surrounding people revealed a cold expression. They had a trace of hostility towards Mo Qingyun. Now, when everyone was hoping for Mo Qingyun to be killed, Tuo Xian and Han Lan walked out of the crowd and said to the demon son of 100 transformations, Brother 100 transformations, how can we let women ruin the fight between men? We will help you block the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun. Later, you can attack Mo Qingyun. Previously in the Tomb of Slain Gods, because they lost to Mo Qingyun, Tuo Xian and Han Lan had a trace of hostility towards Mo Qingyun in their hearts. Now that they saw that the demon son of 100 transformations wanted to deal with Mo Qingyun, they naturally did not want to miss this opportunity. They wanted to hit Mo Qingyun when he was down. If that's the case, then I'll have to trouble Brother Tuo Xian and Brother Han Lan. Hearing Tuo Xian and Han Lan's words, the cold smile on the demon son of 100 transformations' face became more obvious. Originally, he was worried that it would be troublesome for him to kill Mo Qingyun because of the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan. Now that Tuo Xian and Han Lan were willing to help him block the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan, it couldn't be better. Seeing Tuo Xian and Han Lan's actions, the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan were instantly furious. Their beautiful eyes stared at Tuo Xian and Han Lan. From their point of view, Mo Qingyun and Tuo Xian had no enmity with each other. Now, they were hitting Mo Qingyun when he was down. This was too much, too shameless. Tuo Xian and Han Lan acted as if they did not see the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan's angry stares. They did not put the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan in their eyes. Now that they were at the 5th level of the sky, human realm, even if they could not defeat the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan, they could still escape with their lives. In this way, why should they be afraid of the Ghost Moon Saintess and Han Lan? No need to argue with them. I will take care of them in the future. At this moment, when the ghost moon Saintis and Hanlan's faces were filled with anger, Emo Qingyun patted their shoulders lightly and smiled faintly. Don't get involved in the matter between me and the demon son of 100 transformations. Let me handle it myself. Hearing Emo Qingyun's words, the ghost moon Saintis and Hanlan's expressions changed. They understood what Emo Qingyun was thinking. Emo Qingyun wanted to fight the demon son of 100 transformations alone. But the ghost moon Saintis did not expect the demon son of 100 transformations to be so powerful. She was worried and wanted to persuade Emo Qingyun. However, before she could say anything, Emo Qingyun interrupted her and smiled faintly. Don't worry. Although I'm not sure that I can defeat the demon son of 100 transformations, it will not be easy for him to kill me. Okay, we will wait for you at the side. Hearing Emo Qingyun's words, the ghost moon Saintis and Hanlan agreed to Emo Qingyun's suggestion. They took a step to the side and said, wait, if you are in danger, we will definitely save you. Okay. Emo Qingyun nodded and gave the two women a reassuring smile. Then, Emo Qingyun turned to look at the demon son of 100 transformations and said impatiently, Demon son of 100 transformations, you just want to fight me alone. Now, I will fulfill your request. Bring it on. Can you still be considered a man? Seeing that Emo Qingyun was willing to fight him alone, the demon son of 100 transformations smiled coldly, as if his evil plan had succeeded. He must think that with his cultivation in the heaven celestial stage, it would be easy for him to deal with a person in the second level of the heaven realm. Seeing that Emo Qingyun wanted to fight the demon son of 100 transformations alone, Hanlan and Ghost Moon Saint sneered. Their thoughts were similar to the demon son of 100 transformations. They also thought that with the demon son of 100 transformations attacking, Emo Qingyun would definitely die today. Then, Emo Qingyun and the demon son of 100 transformations attacked each other under the watchful eyes of the crowd. Sealed door. Facing the demon son of 100 transformations who was in the heaven celestial stage, Emo Qingyun naturally did not dare to hold back. He fought with him in his strongest state. A mini light door flew out from Emo Qingyun's hand and blasted into the demon son of 100 transformations body. After being blasted by the sealed door, the demon son of 100 transformations aura instantly weakened. He fell from the heaven celestial stage to the 5th level of the heaven realm. The demon son of 100 transformations cultivation fell. Sensing the change in the demon son of 100 transformations aura, the surrounding people's expressions changed. They were shocked. Chapter 12:08 Blood-Chi Berserk. Fight to the death. After using the sealed door, Emo Qingyun used 2 more powerful techniques to increase his combat strength. Then, Emo Qingyun's aura began to rise rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it reached the 3rd level of the sky, human realm. In addition, there was a golden light surrounding Emo Qingyun's body. Under the golden light, the surrounding people could not help but feel afraid. They had the illusion that Emo Qingyun was undefeatable. Under Emo Qingyun's divine power, the demon child of 100 transformations cultivation has fallen out of the heaven immortal realm. Qingyun, he even knows how to increase his cultivation. How many powerful trump cards does he have? What a powerful battle intent. Under the cover of this battle intent, I actually have the thought of giving up without a fight. Qingyun is too abnormal. He's from an affiliated continent. How can he have so many powerful divine powers? Seeing Emo Qingyun's performance, the Ghost Moon Holy Maiden and the Holy Maiden were shocked. They were shocked by Emo Qingyun's performance. Originally, the two of them thought that in the battle between Emo Qingyun and the demon child of 100 transformations, it should be a one-sided defeat for Emo Qingyun. However, in just a short exchange, the demon child of 100 transformations was suppressed by Emo Qingyun. Boy, I underestimated you. I didn't expect you to have such means. Seeing Emo Qingyun's performance, the demon child of 100 transformations' face immediately darkened. His expression became tense as he said angrily, "But even so, I will still kill you here today." Although the demon child of 100 transformations did not want to admit it, he could not deny that he had underestimated Mo Qingyun's strength. If you were still in the heaven immortal realm, you might be qualified to say that. But now, it's hard to say who will kill who. In response to the demon child of 100 transformations' angry words, Mo Qingyun replied indifferently. He then took out the immortal burning halberd from his cosmos bag. Heavenly Flames, sky-breaking halberd. Taking out the immortal immolating battle halberd from his Chinquan bag, Mo Qingyun did not waste any more words with the devil child of 100 transformations. Wielding the immortal immolating battle halberd, he charged towards the devil child. Then, a 1,000-meter-long fire dragon halberd flew out from the immortal immolating battle halberd and blasted towards the multiform devil child. Facing Mo Qingyun's halberd, the devil child of 100 transformations did not dare to be careless. He quickly took out a black longsword and slashed at the fire dragon halberd light. A rain of blood. When the multiform devil child brandished his sword, a sinister blood-colored sword light erupted from his black sword. Then, the blood-red sword radiance stirred up a storm and swallowed the fire dragon halberd radiance. The blood-colored storm engulfed the fire dragon halberd radiance. The two of them clashed violently in midair, creating a series of earth-shattering explosions. As these earth-shattering booms rang out, a terrifying Yuan power storm appeared in the air, covering the light of the heavens and earth. Looking at the fire dragon halberd light and the blood-colored storm in midair, everyone's face was filled with astonishment as they watched the frenzied collision between the two. This situation was somewhat out of their expectations. They did not expect that Mo Qingyun, who is only in the second level of the heaven immortal realm, would be able to fight the devil child of 100 transformations, who was in the heaven immortal realm. At this moment, while everyone was still in shock, Mo Qingyun held the immortal immolating battle halberd and charged towards the devil child of 100 transformations again. Looking at Mo Qingyun's actions, everyone was shocked. They thought that their eyes were playing tricks on them. Am I seeing this right? Mo Qingyun is taking the initiative to attack the devil child of 100 transformations? This Mo Qingyun is just too insane. He's only in the second level of the heaven immortal realm, but he has the combat power of a 5th level of the heaven immortal realm. No wonder Mo Qingyun could kill the monster so quickly. It turns out that his strength is so terrifying. With such terrifying strength, it's hard for him to kill the monster slowly. Fortunately, the inheritance that Mo Qingyun obtained from the ancient tomb was not strong. His strength did not increase by much. Otherwise, none of us would be a match for him. At this moment, everyone was in awe of Mo Qingyun. They no longer dared to underestimate him like before. Then, under everyone's gaze, Mo Qingyun fought the devil child of 100 transformations again. Shaoza Heavenly Spirit Finger. In action, Heaven Concealing Finger. Middle Finger of Destruction. Upper Devouring Spirit Finger. When Mo Qingyun closed in on the devil child of 100 transformations, he did not hesitate to shoot out a few finger attacks. One after another, shocking finger lights exploded. Facing these finger lights, the devil child of 100 transformations revealed a cold expression. He snorted and said, Mo Qingyun, attacks of this level are useless against me. As soon as the devil child of 100 transformations finished speaking, he waved the black longsword in his hand and slashed at the 3 finger lights that were attacking him. Bang, bang, bang. As the devil child of 100 transformations swung his sword, the 3 finger lights were instantly destroyed. They turned into pure origin energy and dissipated into the air. Pucci. However, just as the devil child of 100 transformations had destroyed the 3 finger lights, an obscure finger light blasted on his body and directly pierced through his shoulder. At this moment, the finger that had severely injured the devil child of 100 transformations was the second style of Demon Fist Shattering Galaxy, the inaction Heaven Concealing Finger. Pucci. After being hit by the inaction, heaven-concealing finger, the devil child of 100 transformations' face immediately turned pale, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. However, before the devil child of 100 transformations could recover from his shock, Mo Qingyun stabbed his halberd at him. Golden snake flashing halberd. The moment Mo Qingyun approached the devil child of 100 transformations, his figure suddenly flashed with a golden light and disappeared from everyone's sight. Pucci. A moment later, when everyone saw Mo Qingyun again, he had already stabbed the immortal incineration halberd into the devil child of 100 transformations' shoulder. The moment the immortal incineration halberd pierced into the devil child of 100 transformations' shoulder, it immediately exploded with a terrifying flame energy and charged towards the devil child of 100 transformations' body. Under the impact of the flame energy, the devil child of 100 transformations was immediately sent flying, and he spat out a large amount of blood. Looking at the scene before them, the surrounding people were instantly dumbfounded. All of them had their mouths agape, unable to believe that this was actually real. The devil child of 100 transformations was actually injured. With the devil child of 100 transformations cultivation at the heaven celestial stage, he was actually severely injured by Mo Qingyun, who was at the second level of the sky human stage. This ending was too ridiculous. It didn't make sense at all. Mo Qingyun, I'll remember today's enmity. Just when everyone was shocked by Mo Qingyun's performance, the devil child of 100 transformations glared at Mo Qingyun furiously and escaped into the distance unwillingly. Seeing that the devil child of 100 transformations had escaped into the distance, Mo Qingyun did not chase after him and allowed him to escape. This was because Mo Qingyun was very clear that although he could use his trump card to defeat the devil child of 100 transformations, it was still very difficult to make him stay. Let's go. Seeing that the devil child of 100 transformations was defeated by Mo Qingyun, Han Lan and Ta Xian, who were at the side, trembled and immediately turned around to escape into the distance. They clearly remembered that when the devil child of 100 transformations was fighting with Mo Qingyun, he had taken the opportunity to scheme against Mo Qingyun. Oomph. The two of you tricked me just now, and now you're thinking of leaving just like that? Seeing that Han Lan and Ta Xian were about to leave, Mo Qingyun revealed a cold smile and asked the two of them in return. Chapter 1209. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, his figure moved and blocked Han Lan's and the other's path. These two fellows had tricked him just now. How could he let them go now? Mo Qingyun, what are you trying to do? Seeing that their path was blocked by Mo Qingyun, the two's expression tensed up and fear could be seen in their eyes. Just now, when Mo Qingyun fought with the 100 transformations devil child, the two of them had seen it clearly. That kind of strength was not something they could contend against. If Mo Qingyun wanted to kill them, the two of them would be miserable. It was very likely that they would die in the hands of Mo Qingyun. What am I trying to do? Of course, I want you to die. In response to Hamlin's question, Mo Qingyun's expression darkened as he replied coldly, "Don't worry." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he no longer wasted any more words with Han Lan and the other man. He immediately attacked them. "I'll kill you first." The first person Mo Qingyun dealt with was Tua Xian. Just now, Mo Qingyun clearly saw that he was the one who suggested to stop the Ghost Moon Saintess and Tua Xian. Seeing Mo Qingyun charging towards Tua Xian, Hanlon's body trembled. His expression twitched a few times, and he quickly pulled away from Tua Xian. From his point of view, Mo Qingyun's opponent was Tua Xian. It was a good opportunity for him to escape. He was not in the mood to die with Tua Xian. Hanlon, seeing Hanlon's action, Tua Xian's face darkened. He furiously stared at Hanlon and said, "You cowardly trash. You don't even have the guts to fight with Mo Qingyun. That's not right." Hearing Tua Xian's words of disdain, Hanlon disapproved and smiled. He shook his head and asked, "Tua Xian, with our relationship, I don't think I need to risk my life to save you, right?" After Hanlon's words, he no longer cared about Tua Xian. His figure flashed and escaped into the distance. Seeing that Han Lan wanted to escape, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He said to Ghost Moon and Holy Maiden, "Ghost Moon, Yun Yun, you two go and stop Han Lan for me. I will meet up with you two later." "All right." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess nodded and chased after Han Lan. The sealed door. When the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess were chasing after Hanlon, Mo Qingyun used the sealed door on Tuo Xian, preparing to seal Tuo Xian's cultivation. A mini version of the light gate quickly condensed in front of Mo Qingyun and shot towards Tuo Xian. The light door martial spirit's attack speed was extremely fast. In a flash, it had already arrived in front of Tuo Xian. It penetrated Tuo Xian's attack and entered his body. Puff! After receiving the attack from the sealed door, Tuo Xian's face immediately turned pale as he spat out a mouthful of blood. Following that, the aura emitted from Tuo Xian's body began to weaken rapidly. It fell to the level of the 4th level of the heaven tier. 4th level of the heaven tier. Sensing that his cultivation had fallen, Tuo Xian's face could not help but turn pale. His expression revealed a hint of panic. When Mo Qingyun was fighting with the Devil Son of 100 Transformations, the Devil Son of 100 Transformations, who was at the 5th level of the heaven tier, was suppressed by Mo Qingyun. Now that he was only at the 4th level of the heaven tier, under Mo Qingyun's attack, wouldn't he be doomed? Thinking of this, Tuo Xian's face turned even paler. A sense of despair rose in his heart. If no one came to save him, he would basically be dead today. Mo Qingyun, I am a member of the Blood Corpse tribe's royal family. If you dare to kill me, the Blood Corpse tribe will not let you off. In order to make Mo Qingyun have scruples, Tuo Xian said some threatening words to Mo Qingyun, hoping that Mo Qingyun would back off. However, he had underestimated Mo Qingyun's courage. Mo Qingyun could not stand being threatened. A member of the Blood Corpse tribe's royal family is not enough to scare me. Mo Qingyun. With regards to Tuo Xian's threatening words, Mo Qingyun curled his lips in disdain. He did not take it to heart and said indifferently, "If the Blood Corpse tribe is really so powerful, you can come and kill me. Mo Qingyun, will just accept it." After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he did not waste any more words with Tuo Xian. With the immortal burning halberd in his hand, he charged towards Tuo Xian. Now, Mo Qingyun wanted to kill Tuo Xian. Firstly, he wanted to take revenge on Tuo Xian for scheming against him. Secondly, he wanted to use this battle to increase his understanding of the god of war transformation. Currently, his understanding of the god of war transformation was already stuck at the entrance of the 1st level. There was no improvement at all. Now that there was such a good opponent like Tuo Xian, how could Mo Qingyun let him go so easily? Perhaps after exchanging blows with Tuo Xian, his understanding of the battle spirit would have a breakthrough. Heavenly Flames, Sky-Breaking Halberd. Mo Qingyun brandished the immortal burning halberd, and it emitted the power of the law of fire. It turned into a fire dragon that was a few thousand meters long. After the fire dragon halberd shadow was formed, it charged towards Tuo Xian in a thunderous manner. Bathing flames, burning the heavens, burning the earth for 1,000 miles. In the face of Mo Qingyun's halberd, Tuo Xian did not dare to be careless. He immediately executed his strongest move. Instantly, an extremely terrifying flame energy burst out from Tuo Xian's body. After this flame energy burst out, it was like a ferocious tiger that pounced towards the fire dragon halberd shadow. In the air, 2 flaming figures, one dragon and one tiger, started a frenzied battle. They did not give in to each other. Following that, a stalemate situation appeared before everyone's eyes. The flaming figures of the dragon and tiger collided dozens of times. Still, no one could do anything to the other. After witnessing this scene, Tuo Xian sneered arrogantly. He looked at Mo Qingyun and said proudly, "Mo Qingyun, I may not be able to compete with you in other aspects. However, when it comes to controlling flames, I will not lose to you." "Is that so?" After hearing Tuo Xian's words, Mo Qingyun sneered and said, "The power of the law that I have comprehended is not only the law of fire." After Mo Qingyun's words, he released the power of the three laws of metal, earth, and water. They were added to the dragon and tiger shadows, respectively. Under the support of the law of metal and the law of earth, the offensive and defensive power of the dragon shadow halberd shadow was immediately doubled. While the law of metal and the law of earth were supporting the dragon shadow halberd shadow, the law of water was also suppressing the tiger shadow, weakening its flame energy. Pucci. Under this situation, the flaming energy of the tiger shadow in the air was immediately destroyed by the dragon shadow halberd shadow. After destroying the flaming energy of the tiger shadow, the speed of the dragon shadow halberd shadow's attack did not decrease. It directly charged towards Tuo Xian. No, no. Very quickly, Tuo Xian was engulfed by the dragon shadow halberd shadow. He let out a miserable cry. Bang! After receiving the attack of the dragon shadow halberd shadow, Tuo Xian was sent flying. There was not a single spot on his body that was not injured. Chapter 12:10. Don't kill me. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had arrived in front of him, Tuo Xian's face revealed a pleading expression as he hurriedly begged Mo Qingyun for mercy. However, Mo Qingyun chose to ignore Tuo Xian's pleas as he waved the immortal immolating battle halberd and stabbed towards him. Pucci. Mo Qingyun waved the immortal immolating battle halberd and directly pierced through Tuo Xian's chest. Tuo Xian's chest was pierced through by Mo Qingyun, and fresh blood flowed out from the wound, dyeing the ground red. Under Mo Qingyun's attack, Tuo Xian's eyes gradually turned hollow as a gray mist emerged from his head. Tuo Xian's soul had left his body. Trying to escape? Keep. Seeing that Tuo Xian's soul had left his body, Mo Qingyun skillfully took out the yin-yang mother-child gourd and kept Tuo Xian's soul. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had kept his soul, Tuo Xian revealed a sinister expression as he furiously said, "Mo Qingyun, you've gone too far. If you dare to destroy my soul, the Blood Corpse tribe will not let you off. I don't know if the Blood Corpse tribe will let me off. I only know that I won't be able to see that asterisk, 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 asterisk." With regard to Tuo Xian's angry words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly as he did not take it to heart. After keeping Tuo Xian's soul, Mo Qingyun's hands did not stop moving as he casually kept Tuo Xian's corpse as well. Mo Zai could refine other people's flesh and blood to raise her own cultivation level. Tuo Xian was an expert at the 5th level of the sky human realm, so his corpse could not be wasted. After doing all this, Mo Qingyun did not continue to stay. With a flash, he chased after Hanlan. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had killed Tuo Xian, who was at the 5th level of the sky human realm, in the blink of an eye, the surrounding people felt their hearts tremble. This Mo Qingyun is really terrifying. He actually killed a 5th level sky realm expert with a snap of his fingers. This Mo Qingyun isn't just shockingly strong, he's also terrifyingly bold. No matter who it is, he'll kill them without hesitation. Luckily, we didn't provoke him. Otherwise, we would have ended up in a worse state than Tuo Xian. Forget it. Let's leave quickly and make use of the time to charge through the path of death. After everyone whispered to each other for a while, they didn't stay any longer and headed toward the path of the brave. After leaving the entrance of the god's slaying tomb, Mo Qingyun followed the marks left by the ghost moon saintess and quickly chased after them. After about half an hour, Mo Qingyun saw the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess. At this moment, both of their expressions revealed some anger, and their brows were tightly knitted together. Seeing the ghost moon holy lady and the ghost moon holy lady's reaction, Mo Qingyun vaguely guessed the result. It seemed that Hanlan had escaped. "Qingyun, I'm sorry. We let Hanlan escape. We didn't expect that Hanlan could actually bewitch the demonic beasts in the desert to help him deal with us." The ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon holy lady came in front of Mo Qingyun, and with an indignant tone, they told Mo Qingyun the whole story. Don't worry about it. Mo Qingyun faintly smiled at the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Ghost Moon Holy Lady's words. He didn't take it to heart. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, Han Lan could escape this time because he was lucky. However, if Mo Qingyun met him again, his luck might not be so good. Moreover, after arriving at the Wild Continent, they would have plenty of opportunities to meet. Mo Qingyun had plenty of time to deal with him. Seeing that Mo Qingyun didn't blame them, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Ghost Moon Holy Lady's face couldn't help but become more ashamed. Presumably, in their opinion, with their cultivation bases, it was really not right for them to let Hamlin escape. Let's go. Seeing that the matter had been settled, Mo Qingyun didn't want to waste any more time. He prepared to go to the earth core of the path of slaughter. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took the lead and flew forward. He set off for the earth core of the path of slaughter. Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Ghost Moon Holy Lady nodded and quickly followed behind Mo Qingyun. Qingyun, did you kill Tuo Xian? On the way to the earth core of the path of slaughter, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady was curious and asked Mo Qingyun. After hearing the Ghost Moon Holy Lady's words, Chu Yunyan also showed a curious look and waited for Mo Qingyun's answer. Yes, I did. Mo Qingyun didn't hide the truth from the Ghost Moon Holy Lady's question. He directly nodded and admitted. He really did kill Tuo Xian. Although the Ghost Moon Saintess had already guessed the result, she still couldn't help but feel shocked when she heard Mo Qingyun admit it. She was very clear about Tuo Xian's cultivation. He wasn't any weaker than her or Chu Yunyan. But even so, Mo Qingyun only used a few minutes to kill Tuo Xian. Mo Qingyun's terrifying fighting ability really shocked them. Didn't this mean that if Mo Qingyun wanted to kill the two of them, it would only take a few minutes? Thinking of this, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady felt a lingering fear. She was glad that she didn't treat Mo Qingyun like the demon child of Multiform. One had to know that when she sent people to the Heavenly Soul Continent, she killed many people from the Heavenly Soul Continent. She had a deep grudge with Mo Qingyun. If she had acted like the demon child of Multiform and attacked Mo Qingyun after seeing Mo Qingyun, she wouldn't have been able to escape. Her ending wouldn't be much better than Tuo Xian's. Luckily, I didn't attack Mo Qingyun back then. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. Thinking of her previous actions, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady felt a burst of joy. She felt that her actions were too wise. Therefore, her actions not only resolved the hatred between her and Mo Qingyun, but also allowed her to build a deep friendship with Mo Qingyun. This deal was simply too worth it. Now, Mo Qingyun and the other two strength were comparable to 5th level Sky Human Realm experts. The three of them rushed at full speed. After a few hours, they arrived at the entrance of the Hero's Passageway. This time, the Hero's Passageway that Mo Qingyun and the other two chose wasn't the 9 extinction path. It was another Hero's Passageway. The demonic beasts in this passageway were weaker than the spider demonic beasts in the 9 extinction path. The strongest one was only in the late stage of the Sovereign Realm. With Mo Qingyun and the other two's strength, it was too easy for them to kill these demonic beasts. Blazing Sun. In order to increase their killing speed, Mo Qingyun activated the Blazing Sun shield and used the power of fire to burn the demonic beasts in the passageway. Under the power of the Blazing Sun shield, the demonic beasts around Mo Qingyun were quickly burned to ashes. They were all killed by Mo Qingyun. Chapter 12:11. During this process, the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun did not even have a chance to attack. They could only watch Mo Qing reap the lives of the demonic beasts. Seeing Mo Qingyun's horrifying killing speed, Chu Yunyun's eyes widened. Chu Yunyun couldn't help but widen her beautiful eyes. She was shocked by Mo Qingyun's performance. Wasn't this too fast? Get used to it. Seeing Chu Yunyun's reaction, the Ghost Moon Saintess smiled faintly and comforted Chu Yunyan. After seeing how Mo Qingyun killed the spider demonic beasts, the Ghost Moon Saintess's ability to accept things was much stronger than Chu Yunyan's. Hearing the ghost moon saintess's words, Chu Yunyun's expression turned better, but there was still shock in her eyes. Mo Qingyun, who was immersed in killing the demonic beasts, did not notice the shock in Chu Yunyun's heart. Next, Mo Qingyun and the other two moved forward and killed the demonic beasts in front of them. After a few hours, with Mo Qingyun killing the demonic beasts with all his strength, the three of them passed through the path of the brave. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had only used a few hours to bring the two of them through the path of the brave, Chu Yunyun revealed a shocked expression once more. She thought that if she went through the path of the brave alone, it would take her at least 10 days to half a month. She had no choice. She could not do what Mo Qingyun did and kill the demonic beasts without resting. Let's find a place to rest first. Then, we will look for the entrance to the Earth's core. After leading the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun through the path of the brave, Mo Qingyun told them and began to look for a place to rest. After a while, Mo Qingyun and the ghost moon saintess came to a remote sea stone forest. After arriving at the sea stone forest, Mo Qingyun did not say much to the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun. He closed his eyes and began to recover. Seeing that Mo Qingyun sat down and closed his eyes to recover, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun did not disturb Mo Qingyun and sat down beside him. Subsequently, the two women guarded Mo Qingyun from the side, preventing some ignorant demonic beasts from appearing and interfering with Mo Qingyun's recovery. About 2 hours later, Mo Qingyun, who had been meditating with his eyes closed, opened his eyes and retreated from his cultivation. Qingyun, you've recovered? Seeing that Mo Qingyun had stopped cultivating, the ghost moon saintess showed a concerned expression. She quickly walked up to Mo Qingyun and asked, "Yes, I've fully recovered." Hearing the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun smiled, and Chu Yunyun to the Earth's core. The two nodded. Following that, Mo Qingyun and the other two entered the entrance to the Earth's core. However, the area of the underground ocean was too big. Finding a narrow entrance was as difficult as ascending to the sky. After 10 days, Mo Qingyun and the other two did not find anything. They were still searching aimlessly. Fortunately, they could also hunt demonic beasts while searching for the entrance. Therefore, Mo Qingyun and the other two were not in a hurry. Anyway, even if they entered the Earth's core, they still had to hunt demonic beasts. Now, there was not much difference between hunting demonic beasts in the underground ocean. It was just that they entered the Earth's core later. Just like that, time passed little by little while Mo Qingyun and the other two were searching for the entrance. In the blink of an eye, another half a month had passed. In this half a month, although Mo Qingyun and the other two still did not find the entrance, they had gained a lot. After these days of continuous killing, Mo Qingyun's control of the fighting spirit was much better than before. Now, Mo Qingyun's control of the god of war transformation had completely stabilized at the first level. Moreover, it was steadily improving towards the second level. As for the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun, although they did not improve as much as Mo Qingyun, their cultivation had improved a lot. Now, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun's cultivation had reached the peak of the 5th level of the sky human realm. They were only one step away from the heaven immortal realm. With such an amazing cultivation speed, even Mo Qingyun, who had the 5-element spiritual body, felt that he could not catch up. It was not Mo Qingyun's fault that his cultivation speed was slow. The main reason was that the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun's body had a remnant of the inheritance spiritual power crystal. As long as they continued to integrate with the inheritance crystal, their cultivation would continue to improve until they completely refined the inheritance crystal. Then, their cultivation speed would slow down. Under such circumstances, it would be strange if their cultivation speed was not fast. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun and the other two continued to move forward, a familiar figure appeared in front of them. When the figure saw Mo Qingyun and the other two, he smiled coldly and said proudly, "Boy, I didn't expect to see you again. Now that my cultivation has broken through to the 4th level of the sky human realm, Let's see where you can escape to this time. That's right. The person standing in front of Mo Qingyun and the other two was Xian Qing, whom Mo Qingyun had met a few days ago. Unexpectedly, they met again after 2 months. It was really like the saying, enemies meet on a narrow road. Escape. Hearing Xian Qing's words, Chu Yunyun was immediately puzzled. She was a little surprised by Xian Qing's actions. In Chu Yunyun's opinion, the three of them had surpassed the 5th level of the sky human realm. Why would they need to escape when facing a person at the 4th level of the sky human realm? Of course, Chu Yunyun thought so mainly because she did not know the situation before. When Mo Qingyun first met Xian Qing, their cultivation was not at this level now. Xian Qing's current behavior was probably due to his habitual thinking that Mo Qingyun and the other two's cultivation had not changed. I think the people who are going to escape this time won't be us, right? Hearing Xian Qing's proud words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly, and there was a hint of mockery in his eyes. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Xian Qing showed an arrogant expression and sneered. Is that so? I like to see how much you've improved after not seeing you for a few days. However, before Xian Qing could finish his words, he could no longer continue. This was because he felt 2 heavenly celestial stage auras coming from the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun. 2 half-step heavenly celestials. Seeing the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun's auras, Xian Qing was instantly stunned, and his face became extremely pale. Although his cultivation had risen to the 4th level of the sky human stage, he had no chance of survival in the face of 2 half-step heavenly celestials. This time, he seemed to have gone too far. My 3 lords, I fail to recognize Mount Tai. Please spare my worthless life. Knowing that he was no match for Chu Yunyun and Chu Yunyun, Xian Qing was very straightforward and immediately begged Mo Qingyun and the other two for mercy. Oof. If it wasn't for Qingyun's arrival last time, I might have died in your hands. Now you want me to spare your life. Dream on. Hearing Xian Qing's begging, Ghost Moon Saintess responded coldly. She attacked Xian Qing. Qingyun, Yunyun, the 2 of you don't have to do anything. I'll kill this guy myself. Under the huge gap in strength, Xian Qing was almost unable to resist and was killed by Ghost Moon Saintess. Chapter 12:12. Let's go. Seeing that the Ghost Moon Saintess had killed Xian Qing, Mo Qingyun said to the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun. Then he flew forward. Seeing that Mo Qingyun was flying forward, the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun looked at each other and followed Mo Qingyun. Now we have searched the east, west, and south of the underground ocean. Now it's time to go north. On the way forward with the Ghost Moon Saintess, Mo Qingyun was in deep thought. He told them his plan. Then, Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess went to the north of the underground ocean. All the demonic beasts they encountered along the way were killed by Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess. Their killing statistics increased. Now, with the help of Mo Qingyun, the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun's killing speed was greatly improved. At this moment, the top 3 spots on the monster killing ranking list were taken by Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess. Even the Devil Son of Transformations, who was in the Heaven Celestial Realm, could not kill as fast as the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun. Under the erosion of the fire shield, those demonic beasts could not even use 30% of their strength. In this way, it was very easy for the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess to kill them. In this way, Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess killed and searched along the way. Then, an inconspicuous flaming tunnel appeared in their sight. This should be the entrance to the Earth's core. Looking at the flaming tunnel in front of them, Mo Qingyun said to the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess with a serious expression. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took a step forward and prepared to enter the flaming tunnel. After Mo Qingyun entered the flaming tunnel, a horrible heat wave immediately rushed toward him. Facing the impact of the flaming power, Mo Qingyun immediately released the power of the law of water and the law of fire to resist the erosion of the flaming power. The two of you, stay close to me. I'll block the corrosion of the fire energy for you. Blocking the eroding flame power, Mo Qingyun said to the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun with a serious face. Then, under the protection of Mo Qingyun, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun slowly walked into the flaming tunnel. Along the way, Mo Qingyun and the other two saw many skeletons scattered around the flaming passageway. The aura emanating from these skeletons was extremely strong, and each of them was comparable to a celestial realm elite. It seemed that these people were all celestial realm elites when they were alive. But even so, they still died in the flaming passageway, which showed how dangerous it was. What a terrifying flame power. Even if we want to resist it, it won't be an easy task. Sensing the power of fire in the tunnel, the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess looked tense. They were shocked. Their strength was close to the celestial realm, and under the protection of Mo Qingyun, it was still difficult for them to resist the power of fire. From this, it could be seen how frightening the power of the flames in the passageway was. Fortunately, there were no demonic beasts in the flaming tunnel. Otherwise, it would be even more difficult to pass through the tunnel. Several hours later, Mo Qingyun and the other two rushed forward at full speed, but they still couldn't see the end of the flaming tunnel. Ahead of them was still a red color. Seeing this, the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess looked desperate, and their auras became weak. It seemed that they couldn't resist the erosion of the power of fire with their original qi. Qingyun, I'm afraid we can't hold on any longer. Don't worry about us. You could go ahead by yourself. We don't know when this flaming tunnel will end. If you continue to use your original qi to protect us, you won't be able to bear it. That's right. At that time, all three of us will die here. It's better to let the two of us die than to let the three of us die together. Seeing that they couldn't continue, the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess were reluctant to part with them. They both tried to persuade Mo Qingyun. They knew clearly that if Mo Qingyun hadn't been protecting them with the power of law, they wouldn't have been able to hold on. If they continued to walk, they would only be a burden to Mo Qingyun. They might put Mo Qingyun in danger. This was not what they wanted to see. Don't think too much. The three of us will leave here. Seeing the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess's reaction, Mo Qingyun comforted them. He made a decision and said, Ghost moon, Yunyun, I'll send you to a place later. If you feel a tearing force, don't resist. Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess nodded, although they were confused. Then, Mo Qingyun activated the 5 directions small pagoda and put the 2 girls inside. After putting the 2 girls into the 5 directions small pagoda, Mo Qingyun explained to them and continued to rush forward. Without the need to release the power of law to protect the ghost moon saintess and the ghost moon saintess, Mo Qingyun's speed increased a lot. The dissipation of origin energy also decreased a lot. Of course, this level of origin energy consumption was nothing to Mo Qingyun. It couldn't be helped. Who asked Mo Qingyun to possess an entire continent? Essence energy was practically limitless to him. A few days later, Mo Qingyun finally passed through the flaming tunnel and arrived at the earth core of the Path of Slaughter. Once he entered the earth core of the Path of Slaughter, Mo Qingyun saw a world of fire. It was filled with a surge of power of fire. Although the power of this flame wasn't as strong as the power of fire in the flaming tunnel, it was enough to make a person at the first level of the sky realm unable to bear it. After looking around briefly, Mo Qingyun found a secluded place and sat down cross-legged to recover. Several hours later, Mo Qingyun had recovered to his peak condition under the help of his recuperation. Then, Mo Qingyun moved the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun out of the 5 directions small pagoda and let them continue to move forward with him. Qingyun, have we entered the earth core? After coming out of the 5 directions small pagoda, the ghost moon saintess looked around curiously and asked Mo Qingyun. Yes, this is the earth core. In response to the ghost moon Saintus's question, Mo Qingyun nodded indifferently and said, "Let's find the exit." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he walked forward in search of an exit to leave the Earth's core. As long as they found the exit, they could enter the wild continent. The space in the Earth core wasn't very big. Mo Qingyun and the other two only searched for 2 days before they found the exit. Chapter 12:13. This flaming toad was extremely powerful. It had already reached the level of a heavenly immortal. Its aura was even stronger than the versatile devil child. From the looks of it, its cultivation had entered the heavenly immortal realm for a long time. A heavenly immortal realm monster. Looking at the flaming toad blocking the exit, Mo Qingyun and the other two frowned. Their expressions turned serious. The situation in front of them was something they had never expected. With this flaming toad strength, even the versatile devil child would not be able to pass through it. With this toad monster's strength, no one can pass through it. Why is there a heavenly immortal realm monster guarding this place? At this moment, Mo Qingyun was extremely puzzled. He did not understand why this situation would occur. He thought to himself, "Did I miss something important? Could it be that the strength of the monsters in these tunnels is related to the rewards in the future? Could it be because..." At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was pondering, Chu Yunyun's eyes suddenly lit up as she thought of an important detail. Seeing Chu Yunyun's reaction, Mo Qingyun immediately turned to look at her and asked, "Yunyun, did you think of something? I'm not very sure, but I've heard some rumors." Seeing Mo Qingyun and the other two looking at her, Chu Yunyun gave a simple reply and said, "It's said that the hero's tunnel in the barren desert is divided into different levels. Passing through the hero's tunnel of different levels and entering the barren continent will give you different rewards." So it's like that. Hearing Chu Yunyun's words, Mo Qingyun's face suddenly revealed a look of understanding. The guess in his heart was confirmed. If there was no difference in the rewards for passing through these tunnels, why would everyone go through the more difficult ones? Wouldn't that be asking for trouble? Croak. While Mo Qingyun and the other two were talking, the flaming toad leaped and pounced directly at Mo Qingyun and the other two. When the flaming toad pounced at Mo Qingyun and the other two, it opened its huge mouth and spat out a flame that was hundreds of meters long. Guiyu, Yun, quickly retreat. Seeing the fire toad's attack, Mo Qingyun's face turned serious. He hurriedly stood in front of the ghost moon Saintus and Chu Yunyun. Heavenly flames, sky-breaking halberd. Mo Qingyun quickly took out the immortal immolation battle halberd and slashed at the flames coming at him. Suddenly, a huge fire dragon halberd shadow that was thousands of meters long burst out from the immortal burning halberd. Bang! A deafening sound came from the sky, and a mushroom-shaped flame with a diameter of 1,000 meters bloomed. After the mushroom cloud appeared, it emitted a terrifying flame energy that instantly enveloped an area of several hundred meters. Scorching sun. When a mushroom cloud formed, Mo Qingyun quickly released the scorching sun shield to protect the ghost moon Saintus and Chu Yunyun. Then, Mo Qingyun took the ghost moon Saintus and the ghost moon Saintus and quickly retreated. Sealed door. When Mo Qingyun was retreating with the two girls, he did not forget to use his martial soul's superpower, Seal Door, to seal and suppress the fire toad's cultivation. A mini-light door quickly formed in front of Mo Qingyun and blasted toward the fire toad. Facing the attack of the sealed door, the fire toad opened its mouth again and spat out a fire snake. In the face of the flaming toad's fire serpent attack, the sealing gate directly penetrated it without any resistance. Puff! Soon, the sealed door blasted into the fire toad's body and started to seal its chi, blood, and spiritual soul. After the chi, blood, and spiritual soul were sealed, the fire toad's aura weakened rapidly. After a while, the fire toad cultivation dropped from the heaven celestial stage to the peak of the 5th level of the heaven celestial stage. Now that its cultivation has dropped out of the heaven celestial stage, it will be much easier to deal with it. Sensing the change in the fire toad's aura, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly. His fear of the fire toad was greatly reduced. Although there was only a fine line between the Heaven Celestial stage and the peak of the 5th level of the Heaven Celestial stage, the gap between the two was huge. Ghost Moon, Yunyun, let's attack together. After sealing the fire toad's cultivation and suppressing part of its strength, Mo Qingyun instructed the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess. Although the fire toad's strength was still very strong, it could not kill the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess in one blow, because Mo Qingyun was not worried about them. No matter what, the two girls were at the peak of the 5th level of the Heaven Celestial stage. They could still hurt the fire toad. Blood Chi frenzy fight to the death. After instructing the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess, Mo Qingyun rushed toward the fire toad and performed 2 superpowers to increase his strength. Shaoza Heavenly Spirit Finger. In action, Heaven Concealing Finger. Middle Finger of Destruction. Upper Devouring Spirit Finger. When Mo Qingyun was approaching the fire toad, he attacked the fire toad with a few more fingers. His left hand burst out with a shocking amount of origin power. Then 3 huge black fingers that were hundreds of meters long quickly condensed in front of Mo Qingyun and attacked the fire toad. Full Moon Ghost Slash. Surrounded by enemies. When Mo Qingyun attacked, the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun also took out their weapons and performed their strongest skills. Then streaks of aggressive finger radiance, saber radiance, and sword shadows attacked the fire toad. Croak, croak, croak. Facing the attacks of finger radiance, saber radiance, and sword shadows, the fire toad jumped up and spat out flames in the air. Under the attack of the flames, the joint attack of Mo Qingyun and the Ghost Moon Saintess was quickly broken down by the fire toad's attack. Seeing that their joint attack was broken down by the fire toad, the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess became serious. However, compared to the Ghost Moon Saintess and the Ghost Moon Saintess's nervousness, Mo Qingyun's face was indifferent and did not have any emotional fluctuations. Golden Snake Flashing Halberd. Seeing that their joint attack was broken down, Mo Qingyun waved his halberd at the fire toad again and disappeared from everyone's sight. Pucci. After a while, when Mo Qingyun's body appeared again, he was already in front of the fire toad and stabbed the immortal burning halberd into the fire toad's abdomen. Croak, croak, croak. After being hit by the immortal burning halberd, the fire toad immediately jumped up and tried to pull its body out of the immortal burning halberd. Break for me. However, before the fire toad could get rid of the immortal burning halberd, Mo Qingyun waved the immortal burning halberd and cut open the fire toad's abdomen. The fire toad's abdomen was cut open by the immortal burning halberd. Streams of lava-like blood flowed out of the fire toad's body. Then the aura emitted by the flaming toad started to weaken. Chapter 1214. The Flaming Toad is dead. It seems so. Qin Yun killed a demonic beast of the Heaven Celestial stage. It seems that we have underestimated Qin Yun's strength again. I didn't expect him to be so powerful. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Holy Lady were shocked. They couldn't believe that Mo Qingyun had killed the Flaming Toad. Mo Qingyun had killed a flaming toad of the Heaven Celestial stage with his cultivation at the 3rd level of the Heaven Celestial stage. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed it even if they were beaten to death. While the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Holy Lady were shocked, Mo Qingyun took the flaming toad's body away. He was going to let Mo Zai refine it later. This flaming toad was of the Heaven Celestial stage, but its soul cultivation was only at the divinity stage. It was much easier to deal with it. Putting away the flaming toad's body, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly. He didn't expect to kill the flaming toad so easily. After putting away the flaming toad's body, Mo Qingyun turned to look at the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Holy Lady. He smiled faintly and said, "The flaming toad has been killed. Let's go." Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, The Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Holy Lady were shocked and recovered from the shock. However, at this moment, the Ghost Moon Holy Lady and the Holy Lady looked at Mo Qingyun in a different way. As Mo Qingyun and the Holy Lady stepped into the exit, the scene in front of them blurred. They came to a huge platform. This was the entrance to the Wild Continent. When Mo Qingyun and the Holy Lady entered the Wild Continent, the people in and at the entrance were all shocked by Mo Qingyun's actions. The monster killing ranking list. First place, Mo Qingyun killed a flaming toad of the Heaven Celestial stage. Looking at the information on the monster killing ranking list, everyone was in disbelief. Their hearts were beating fast. Even a heavenly immortal demonic beast was killed by Mo Qingyun in such a domineering manner. Wasn't this a little too beastly? Mo Qingyun, he actually killed a heavenly immortal stage demonic beast. This is simply too terrifying. Old ancestor Yaolin, this Mo Qingyun of your sect is truly a 1 in 10,000 years peerless genius. Old ancestor Yaolin, the Sky Devil Talisman sect, is truly fortunate to have received a disciple like Mo Qingyun. Just how terrifying is this brat's strength? This old man can't see through him at all. Hearing the shocked words of the people around him, Yao Lin revealed a shocked expression and could not help but sigh in his heart. This Mo Qingyun can even kill a heavenly immortal stage fire Kirin toad. It seems that I have underestimated him again. Looking at the information on the monster killing ranking list, Sacred Emissary Hanning's pretty face changed. Her evaluation of Mo Qingyun in her heart increased once again. In addition, Sacred Emissary Hanning's desire to rope Mo Qingyun in became stronger. She thought to herself, with the potential that Mo Qingyun has shown, he definitely has a chance to become a golden immortal in the future. After returning to the tribe, I must establish a patriarch and do whatever it takes to rope Mo Qingyun into our tribe. At this moment, Sacred Emissary Hanning was not the only one who wanted a rope in Mo Qingyun. The other two Sacred Emissaries also had the same thought. Although they had heard of some monstrously talented peerless geniuses who could kill a heavenly immortal stage expert with a heavenly immortal stage cultivation, they had never heard of it before. However, in this Path of Slaughter trial, this was the first time they had seen such a thing that defied common sense. It seems that after returning to the Wild Continent, I must truthfully report this Mo Qingyun's matter. After pondering for a moment, the two Sacred Emissaries looked at each other and understood each other's thoughts. After that, they did not say anything else and began to curse each other in their hearts. In the Path of Slaughter trial, the Devil Child saw Mo Qingyun's shocking performance. His face immediately darkened to the extreme. He gritted his teeth and said, Mo Qingyun, I want you dead. I want you dead. Every time Mo Qingyun performed outstandingly, it was a blow to his heart. It made him feel even more regretful. If he had known that Mo Qingyun had such great potential, he would not have been so careless. He would have directly gone to the Heavenly Soul Continent to kill Mo Qingyun. But because of his carelessness, it led to today's consequences. He had allowed a dangerous person to grow. The Devil Child was now very worried. With Mo Qingyun's speed of growth, would he suddenly possess the strength of a true immortal stage expert? If that was the case, when the time came, even the elders of the Hunter Transformation Clan would not be able to do anything to Mo Qingyun. Compared to the Devil Child's anger and worry, Hanlan's heart was filled with intense fear and regret. How could this be? How could Mo Qingyun be so strong? Seeing that the heavenly immortal stage Fire Kirin Toad was killed by Mo Qingyun, Hanlan's heart was in a complete panic. A strong sense of regret arose in her heart. If she had known that Mo Qingyun was so strong, she would not have dared to go against Mo Qingyun even if the Flux opening conference killed her. There was no other way. She did not have a background like the Devil Child in the Wild Continent. If by any chance Mo Qingyun wanted to deal with him after arriving at the Wild Continent, he would really be dead for sure. Thinking of this, Hanlan's heart began to hesitate. She wondered if she should enter the Wild Continent. on the high platform at the entrance of the wild continent. Arriving at the high platform at the entrance of the wild continent, Mo Qingyun saw many figures. Every one of them had an arrogant expression on their faces. These people were extremely strong. Their cultivation was at the peak of the 5th level of the sky human stage. Among them, there were a few who had reached the heavenly immortal stage. Who are these people? Are they all so strong? Could it be that they are also participating in the Wild Continent Grand Assembly? Looking at the people in front of him, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He was curious about the origin of these people in front of him. Just as Mo Qingyun was feeling curious, the ghost moon saintess expression turned serious. She whispered in Mo Qingyun's ear, "Qingyun, it is said that every time the Wild Continent Grand Assembly opens, there will be countless ancient road participants. It seems like the rumors are true. These people should be from other ancient roads. Also, it is said that every time the Wild Continent Grand Assembly opens, the people from the 6 ancient roads will always be at the bottom." Hearing the ghost moon saintess words, Chu Yunyan added. She revealed a lonely expression and said, "Originally, I did not believe in this rumor. I thought that we would not be worse than others. Now, I'm starting to believe this rumor." "I see." After hearing the 2 women's explanation, Mo Qingyun nodded in understanding. He knew the origin of these people. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun and the other 2 were sizing up the surrounding people also looked at them. After sizing up Mo Qingyun and the other 2 for a while, they revealed looks of ridicule and disdain. They began to point at Mo Qingyun and the other 2. Chapter 12:15. A kid at the 3rd level of the sky, human realm, actually passed the core disciple test. He's really lucky. In my opinion, this kid passed the test mostly because of the help of those 2 beauties. That's most likely the reason. Otherwise, a kid at the 3rd level of the sky, human realm, couldn't pass the core disciple test. Everyone sized up Mo Qingyun's group of 3. Their gazes towards Mo Qingyun were filled with intense disdain and contempt. Mo Qingyun didn't pay attention to everyone's eyes. He turned to Ghost Moon Saintess and Yun Yun and said, "Ghost Moon, Yun Yun, let's go to the side and sit down." After telling the 2 girls, Mo Qingyun walked to the stone bench beside the high platform. He was ready to sit down and wait for the messenger. As Mo Qingyun walked towards the stone bench, a feminine-looking man walked over with a sneer on his face and said, "Kid, you don't have the right to stay here. If you know what's good for you, you'd better disappear from this platform immediately." Hearing that, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly and looked at the man coldly. When Mo Qingyun looked at the man, he released his soul power to sense the man's cultivation. The man's cultivation was not bad. He had reached the peak of the 5th level of the sky, human realm. His aura was even stronger than Ghost Moon Saintess and Yun Yun Yun. That kid is targeted by Zhu Yi. There's going to be a good show. Anyone who is targeted by Zhu Yi, if they're not killed by him, basically becomes his male servant. I wonder what will happen to this kid. In my opinion, this kid is more likely to be killed by Zhu Yi. He won't be willing to be Zhu Ye's male servant. When Mo Qingyun was looking at Zhu Yi, everyone was gloating, waiting to see Mo Qingyun make a fool of himself. Don't go too far. Otherwise, it won't do you any good. Seeing Zhu Ye's actions, the Ghost Moon Saintess showed a cold expression and scolded him. After interacting with Mo Qingyun for so long, she already knew Mo Qingyun's character. She knew that Mo Qingyun didn't like to stir up trouble. However, once someone angered Mo Qingyun would not show any mercy. It was possible that he would directly kill Zhu Yi. However, this was the Wild Continent. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, the Ghost Moon Saintess did not want Mo Qingyun to kill anyone. Therefore, what the Ghost Moon Saintess did was to save Zhu Ye's life. Zhu Yi obviously didn't know what the Ghost Moon Saintess was thinking. Seeing that the Ghost Moon Saintess didn't give him any face and scolded him in front of everyone, his face darkened instantly. However, Zhu Yi didn't dare to do anything to the Ghost Moon Saintess. Instead, he transferred his anger to Mo Qingyun. He looked at Mo Qingyun with murderous eyes and wanted to kill Mo Qingyun here. Seeing Zhu Ye's behavior, Chu Yunyun couldn't stand it anymore. Her pretty face turned cold. She threatened Zhu Yi. "I'm telling you, you'd better." However, before Chu Yunyun could finish her words, Mo Qingyun interrupted her. Mo Qingyun waved his hand and interrupted Chu Yunyun. He walked to the stone bench with an indifferent expression and sat down. He said, "Ghost Moon, Yunyun, you two don't have to do anything. I like to see what he can do to me if I don't leave." Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the Ghost Moon Saintess and Chu Yunyun didn't say anything more. They looked at Zhu Yi with sympathy. In their opinion, since Zhu Yi didn't know what was good for him, they had to fulfill his wish. "Boy, you have some backbone." Seeing that Mo Qingyun wanted to face him alone, Zhu Yi couldn't help but think highly of Mo Qingyun. His expression became even more arrogant. He raised his head and said, "I'll say it again. Get out of this high platform immediately. This is not a place where you have the right to stay. It seems that if I don't show you my power, you'll really think that I'm easy to bully." Seeing Zhu Ye's aggressive actions, Mo Qingyun didn't want to endure anymore. He wanted to make an example out of Zhu Yi. Mo Qingyun sneered and stared at Zhu Yi. His expression suddenly turned cold. His voice was filled with coldness. He said, "Now, I'll also tell you that a person whose gender is clear has no right to stay on this high platform. Get out of here immediately." "You." Seeing that Mo Qingyun mocked his gender, Zhu Yi was furious. He gritted his teeth and glared at Mo Qingyun. What Zhu Yi hated the most in his life was other people saying that he was neither male nor female. "You're courting death." Zhu Yi's expression was ferocious. His right hand made an orchid gesture and threw an embroidery needle at Mo Qingyun. The embroidery needle was extremely fast. It arrived in front of Mo Qingyun in the blink of an eye. Humph! In the face of Zhu Ye's sudden attack, Mo Qingyun snorted and directly raised his hand to grab the embroidery needle. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Zhu Yi sneered. He seemed to be laughing at Mo Qingyun's stupid action. However, before his smile could appear, his expression froze. He was stunned on the spot. The flowing light flying needle, which was comparable to a middle-grade spiritual weapon, was easily blocked by Mo Qingyun's physical body. Didn't this mean that Mo Qingyun's physical strength had surpassed that of a middle-grade spiritual weapon? Super. Physical strength that surpasses that of a middle-grade spiritual weapon. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Zhu Ye's expression suddenly trembled. His eyes revealed intense horror. He really did not expect that the brat's physical body in front of him was abnormal to such an extent. This time, he seemed to have hit an iron nail. Ka. Under Mo Qingyun's strength, the several flowing light flying needles in Mo Qingyun's hand were directly crushed by Mo Qingyun. Crushing the embroidery needle in his hand, Mo Qingyun did not talk nonsense with Zhu Yi. He raised his hand to choke his neck. Mo Qingyun stretched out his palm. An aura that surpassed the peak of the 5th level of the celestial realm was released from his body. A torrent-like origin energy burst out from Mo Qingyun's hand and directly turned into a huge palm, crushing toward Zhu Yi with the force of thunder. Bang! Under the slap of the huge palm, Zhu Yi was directly slammed to the ground. He knelt on the high platform and spat out blood. There was no trace of blood on his face. Looking at such a scene, everyone on the high platform was stunned. They looked at Mo Qingyun with a look of awe. Judging from Mo Qingyun's performance of the moment, his strength was no weaker than a celestial realm expert. He was not an existence that they could easily provoke. After slamming Zhu Yi down with one palm, Mo Qingyun did not stop. He blasted another palm toward Zhu Yi. "Brat, that's enough. Don't be too ruthless." At this moment, when Mo Qingyun attacked Zhu Yi again, an indifferent voice came into everyone's ears. Chapter 12:16. He's so strong. Mo Qingyun's expression turned serious when he saw the golden-robed middle-aged man's attack. He was on his guard. The golden-robed middle-aged man's strength was similar to the nine-headed dragon. He had been in the heavenly immortal stage for a long time. While Mo Qingyun was sizing up the golden-robed young man, everyone looked at him in awe. Yuan Xie has made his move. That kid is in trouble now. It's said that Yuan Xie's cultivation has reached the immortal dew level. He can fight against an immortal pill-level expert without being defeated. That goes without saying. Yuan Xie is a super expert who has a chance of getting into the top 5 in this savage meet. This kid is being targeted by Yuan Xie. He's going to have a hard time in the future. Seeing the confrontation between Mo Qingyun and the golden-robed young man, everyone looked at them with sympathy. They couldn't help but feel sorry for Mo Qingyun. In everyone's opinion, although Mo Qingyun had extraordinary combat strength and had crushed Zhu Yi in a domineering manner. However, in front of Yuan Xie, Mo Qingyun's ability was still not enough. You're only in the 3rd level of the heavenly immortal realm, but you have the strength of an immortal fog-level expert. You could be considered a top figure. Yuan Xie sized up Mo Qingyun with a disdainful smile. His face darkened as he said, "Even so, you don't have the right to be arrogant. Now, remember this. In the future, you'll have to tuck your tail between your legs in front of me. Otherwise, it won't be good for you." The heavenly immortal stage was like the other stages. It was divided into several stages, namely the immortal fog level, immortal dew level, immortal core level, and immortal infant level. "What if I say no?" Mo Qingyun retorted unyieldingly in the face of Yuan Xie's overbearing attitude. Not to be outdone, he retorted. It was true that Yuan Xie was very strong, but if he wanted to bully Mo Qingyun, it could only be said that he was wrong. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's mind was very clear. If Yuan Xie went too far, he wouldn't mind using the God Shooter Bow to kill him. At worst, he could just hide his identity in the wild continent until he had the ability to protect himself. "You're courting death." Seeing that Mo Qingyun actually dared to talk back to him, Yuan Xie's expression darkened. He released the aura of an immortal dew realm expert to suppress Mo Qingyun. Thump, thump, thump. Under the pressure of Yuan Xie's aura, Mo Qingyun was forced to take a few steps back before he managed to stabilize himself. By the time Mo Qingyun steadied himself, his face was flushed red, and his blood and qi surged in his heart. If it weren't for Mo Qingyun's strong physical body, his body would have exploded under the pressure of Yuan Xie's aura. He actually withstood it. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Yuan Xie's expression changed slightly, revealing a hint of surprise. In his opinion, even if Mo Qingyun's strength was comparable to an immortal dew realm expert, under the pressure of Yuan Xie's aura, he should have been forced to kneel down and spit out blood. However, Mo Qingyun was only forced to take a few steps back under the pressure of Yuan Xie's aura. This situation was too out of his expectations. Yuan Xie stopped. At this moment, just as Yuan Xie was about to make his move, a black, burly figure flew to the high platform. Mo Qingyun was familiar with this black, burly figure. It was Xiang Xie, who had saved him that day. After Xiang Xie arrived on the high platform, he revealed a surprised expression and his gaze fell on Mo Qingyun. He didn't expect that Mo Qingyun would actually pass the core disciple assessment and come to the high platform. Junior Mo Qingyun greets Senior. Seeing Xiang Xie looking at him, Mo Qingyun revealed a respectful expression and saluted Xiang Xie with his hands folded in front of his chest. Mo Qingyun knew the emissary? Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, everyone revealed a shocked expression. They were surprised by the scene in front of them. Immediately, some people who didn't have any background looked at Mo Qingyun with awe. Judging from the emissary's aura, he was an expert in the genuine immortal realm, a tyrant in Yunnan Prefecture. Since Mo Qingyun was related to him, it was obvious that he had an extraordinary background. He was not someone they could afford to offend. Compared to the shock in the hearts of the others, the Ghost Moon Saintess was undoubtedly more shocked. She knew Mo Qingyun much better than the others. As far as she knew, Mo Qingyun shouldn't have such a background in the wild continent. Qingyun, you and this senior are... After a short moment of shock, the ghost moon saintess revealed a curious expression and hurriedly asked Mo Qingyun. After the ghost moon saintess's words, Chu Yunyun also revealed a curious expression. She wanted to know the relationship between Mo Qingyun and Xiang Xie. Seeing the two women's reactions, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and explained, I have only met Senior Xiang Xie once. We are not particularly familiar. Hearing Mo Qingyun's explanation, the ghost moon saintess and Chu Yunyun revealed a look of understanding. They understood the relationship between Mo Qingyun and Xiang Xie. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun and the other two were talking, Xiang Xie solemnly glanced at the crowd and said, There are still a few days before the examination ends. Follow me to the receiving immortal mansion to rest. After Xiang Xie finished speaking, he didn't say anything more to the crowd. He directly turned and flew out of the high platform. Seeing Xiang Xie fly out of the high platform, Mo Qingyun and the others did not hesitate and followed Xiang Xie out of the high platform. A short moment later, under Xiang Diagonal's lead, everyone arrived at a dazzling and resplendent mansion. This mansion was very spacious. There were hundreds of elegant small courtyards inside for those who passed the core disciple examination to live in. After leading the crowd into the mansion, Xiang Xie said something to the crowd and allowed them to choose their own mansion. During this time, Xiang Xie chatted with Mo Qingyun and praised Mo Qingyun. Qingyun, about your matter, I have already reported it to the regional government. After chatting with Mo Qingyun for a while, Xiang Xie's expression became serious. He said to Mo Qing, I believe that before long, there will be news from the regional government. At that time, the regional government may give you an official position. This is a rare opportunity. Senior, thank you for your guidance. Hearing Xiang Xie's words, Mo Qingyun immediately showed a grateful expression and quickly thanked Xiang Xie. He and Xiang Xie had only met by chance, but Xiang Xie had helped him so much. This was really rare and precious. Now that he had just arrived at the wild continent, he could be considered to have no relatives or background. His actions would be restricted. However, if he entered the regional government's forces under Xiang Xie's recommendation, it would be equivalent to giving him an additional protection. Chapter 12:17. Not to mention the enmity between Mo Qingyun and the versatile demon child, the conflict between him, Zhu Yi, and Yuan Xie would also put him in a lot of danger in the wild continent. However, once Mo Qingyun became a member of the regional government, these people would be much more restrained if they wanted to deal with him. No matter what, once Mo Qingyun became a member of the regional government, it was equivalent to giving him a protective talisman. Mo Qingyun and Xiang Xie had a simple conversation. Then Xiang Xie left the receiving immortal abode to arrange other things. After Xiang Xie left, Mo Qingyun returned to his residence, ready to seize the time to cultivate and improve his strength. Now that he was at the bottom of the wild continent, if he did not seize the time to improve his strength, he would be in a very dangerous situation. Especially now that he was in the Yunnan prefecture, there were many people who wanted him dead. Therefore, it was necessary for him to seize the time to cultivate and improve his strength. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun returned to his residence, an uninvited guest appeared in front of him, walking towards him with a simple and honest smile. Seeing this simple and honest young man approaching, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly and released his soul power to sense his cultivation. A powerhouse at the immortal dew level. After sensing, Mo Qingyun could not help but be shocked, and he raised his guard. This seemingly harmless and honest young man was actually at the same level as Yuan Xie, which was something that Mo Qingyun did not expect. What's the matter? After a short moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun showed a cold expression and asked the young man's intentions. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, since he had already provoked Yuan Xie, there was no need to be afraid of having another enemy. As the old saying went, There was no itch when there were too many lice, and there was no need to worry when there were too many debts. If there were too many enemies, there was no need to be afraid of having another one. Seeing Mo Qingyun's serious expression, this person quickly guessed Mo Qingyun's thoughts. He spread out his hands and smiled at Mo Qingyun. Little brother, I have no evil intentions coming to find you. I just want to be friends with you. Be friends with me? Mo Qingyun raised his eyebrows, a look of surprise on his face. He was a little surprised by the other party's words. Mo Qingyun carefully looked at the other party and confirmed that he was not lying. He nodded to the honest young man and made an inviting gesture. Please, let's talk inside. All right. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, the simple and honest young man laughed heartily and walked into the courtyard with Mo Qingyun. Soon, Mo Qingyun and Li Wuyo entered the courtyard and sat down in a pavilion. Little brother, I know your name is Mo Qingyun. I'm Niu Wei. You can call me Brother Niu or Ah Wei. The honest-looking young man sat down in the pavilion and enthusiastically introduced himself to Mo Qingyun, acting as if he was familiar with him. All right. After hearing Niu Wei's words, Mo Qingyun nodded indifferently and asked curiously, Brother Niu, you didn't come to my place to chat with me, right? Actually, it's nothing. I just wanted to take care of each other in the eternal South Immortal Palace in the future. Hearing Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Niu Wei laughed awkwardly and explained his purpose. He said, Brother Mo, the forces in the eternal South Immortal Palace are intricate and complicated. People like us from the ancient road from the lower world will be easily bullied in the future if we don't stick together. Yes. Mo Qingyun nodded in agreement to Niu Wei's words. He understood the meaning behind his words, not to mention the wild continent. Even the talisman masters from the immortal road looked down on people from the heavenly soul continent. Seeing Mo Qingyun nod, Niu Wei laughed awkwardly again and invited Mo Qingyun. Brother Mo, I'm not afraid of you laughing at me. In fact, I've established a small force in the eternal South Immortal Palace, the Xiong Hall. I'm here to invite you to join the Xiong Hall. Xiong Hall? Mo Qingyun couldn't help but shake his head at Niu Wei's words. He was impressed by the name Niu Wei came up with. How much knowledge did one have to possess to come up with such a poetic name? At this moment, while Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei were talking, a middle-aged man in Taoist robes walked in. As soon as the middle-aged man entered the courtyard, Mo Qingyun stood up from the stone bench and bowed respectfully to the middle-aged man. Junior Mo Qingyun greets Senior Niu Sheng. Grand Uncle. When Mo Qingyun bowed to Niu Sheng, the honest-looking youth, Niu Wei, also bowed respectfully. Grand Uncle? Mo Qingyun was slightly startled by the way Niu Wei addressed Niu Sheng. He was a little surprised by the relationship between the two. Niu Sheng chuckled when he saw Mo Qingyun's reaction. He revealed a carefree smile and said, Little fellow, Niu Wei and I came from the ancient Ox Devil path. We're descendants of the ancient Ox Devil clan. I see. After hearing Niu Sheng's words, Mo Qingyun revealed a look of understanding. He understood the relationship between the two. After exchanging greetings with Mo Qingyun, Niu Sheng revealed a look of admiration. He looked at Mo Qingyun and nodded. Qingyun, your performance really surprised this old man. I didn't expect you to pass the core disciple test with a cultivation of the 3rd level of the Sky Realm. I still have to thank Senior Niu Sheng and Senior Xiang Xie for saving my life. Otherwise, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to stand here and speak. Mo Qingyun revealed a humble expression when facing Niu Sheng's praise, and he didn't feel proud because of it. Niu Sheng nodded with gratification when he saw Mo Qingyun's performance, and his expression gradually became serious. He said, I looked at the test records earlier. In the results of this year's Path of Slaughter test, you're currently at the 37th place. The gap between you and the people ranked in the top 10 is still extremely great. So, you must not become arrogant. 37th place? Mo Qingyun's expression became serious when he heard Niu Sheng's words, and the last trace of complacency in his heart vanished. He originally thought that with his result of killing the heavenly immortal stage fire unicorn toad, even if he couldn't enter the top 5 of the test, entering the top 10 shouldn't be a problem. Who would have thought that he was actually only ranked 37th in the core disciple test this time? Moreover, the test hadn't ended yet. If he waited for the others to finish the test, his ranking might drop by quite a bit. There are indeed countless geniuses in the wilderness continent. Looks like if I want to surpass them, I still need to put in more effort. At this moment, Mo Qingyun truly realized how intense the competition in the wilderness continent was. He was the dignified person with the greatest natural talent in the 6 great ancient roads, yet he was actually only ranked 37th in this tiny Yongnan county. If all the geniuses in the entire wilderness continent were gathered, wouldn't his ranking be below 10,000, or even above 100,000? Niusheng nodded with satisfaction when he saw Mo Qingyun's serious expression, as he knew that he'd achieved his intention. Chapter 12:18. Niusheng gave some instructions to Mo Qingyun before leaving Mo Qingyun's courtyard. After Niusheng left, Niu Wei was visibly more active. He walked up to Mo Qingyun, rubbed his hands together, and said with a smile, "Brother Mo, since you're familiar with my granduncle, we are not outsiders. Why don't you join our mighty bull hall?" All right. Since he knew the relationship between Niusheng and Niu Wei, Mo Qingyun would not reject Niu Wei. He nodded his head without hesitation. Of course, the reason why Mo Qingyun agreed to Niu Wei was not only because of Niusheng, but also because Niu Wei had left a good impression on him. Otherwise, even if Niusheng came forward, Mo Qingyun would not agree to Niu Wei's request. Brother Mo, you agree?" Seeing Mo Qingyun agree so readily, Niu Wei was shocked. He thought he had misheard. Just now, he had clearly seen the intense hesitation on Mo Qingyun's face when he heard his invitation. He did not expect Mo Qingyun to agree so readily after Niusheng's visit. It seemed like he was riding on Niusheng's coattails. While Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei were talking, a beautiful blue figure quickly walked into Mo Qingyun's courtyard. After this beautiful blue figure came in, she directly walked in front of Niu Wei and pointed at Mo Qingyun, asking, "Big brother, did this kid agree?" "Second sister, don't be rude." Seeing the blue figure's actions, Niu Wei pretended to be unhappy and scolded her. He then apologized to Mo Qingyun. "Brother Mo, this is my second sister, Niu Wei. She entered the Eternal South Immortal Palace during the last Savage Conference." Oh. Hearing Niu Wei's explanation, Mo Qingyun showed an understanding expression and looked at Niu Wei with interest. Looking at Niu Wei, Mo Qingyun could not help but think of Mo Xin. These two girls were the same type of person. Although they all had a gentle and beautiful appearance, their personalities were carefree and heroic. When they acted, they were even more domineering and heroic than men. Seeing Mo Qingyun looking at her with interest, Niu Wei frowned and rolled up her sleeves. She glared fiercely at Mo Qingyun and said angrily, "Kid, what are you looking at? Have you never seen a beauty before? Do you believe that I won't beat you to death?" Ugh. Looking at Niu Wei's domineering actions, Mo Qingyun immediately revealed an awkward expression. He didn't know how to answer Niu Wei, so he forced a smile and said, "I've seen many beauties, but I've never seen such a beautiful senior sister." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Niu Wei's expression turned for the better, but she still pretended to be displeased and said, "Humph, you're really good at sweet talking. This lady's looks are as beautiful as a fairy. Do I need you to say more?" If it weren't for my personality, Niu Wei was at a loss for words at the end of her sentence. She also knew that her personality was a little too manly. Seeing Niu Wei's behavior, Niu Wei's face immediately revealed an awkward expression. He said helplessly to Niu Wei, "Second sister, don't mess around. Brother Mo has already agreed to join the Xiong Bull Hall." He has already agreed. Niu Wei's expression was slightly surprised. She didn't expect things to go so smoothly. Based on her understanding of Niu Wei, every time he tried to recruit members, he had never succeeded on his first try. This time, Niu Wei could be considered to have broken the precedent and successfully recruited a new member in one go. Seeing Niu Kuei's surprised expression, Niu Wei pondered for a moment, then explained to Niu Kuei, "It's like this. Because Brother Mo is acquainted with Granduncle Niu Sheng, he accepted my invitation. So you're acquainted with Granduncle Niu Sheng. Then you can be considered one of us. Indeed, you should join our Xiongbu Hall." After hearing Niu Wei's explanation, Niu Kuei's face revealed a look of understanding. She nodded seriously. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun and the other two were conversing, another group of people arrived at Mo Qingyun's residence. When they saw these people arrive, Niu Wei and Niu Kuei's faces immediately darkened. "Huang Bing, what are you doing here?" Niu Kuei stood in front of Mo Qingyun and questioned the leader of this group as she watched these people approach Mo Qingyun. In response to Niu Kuei's question, the leader of this group curled his lips in disdain and said, "Do you even need to ask? Of course we're here to invite Mo Qingyun to join our Eternal Life Society. Then you might be disappointed. Junior brother Qingyun has already joined our Xiongbu Hall." After hearing Huang Bing's intentions, Niu Kuei's expression immediately hardened. She said a few words with a hint of pride. "Therefore, you guys should leave immediately. Don't disturb junior brother Qingyun here." "Oomph." Huang Bing snorted unhappily at Niu Kuei's words. He ignored Niu Kuei and turned his head to look at Mo Qingyun. "Junior brother Mo, your third-level sky human stage cultivation doesn't meet the requirements of the Eternal Life Society to recruit you as a member. However, our society leader has decided to make an exception and take you in as a member of the Eternal Life Society. Don't miss out on this opportunity." When he heard Huang Bing's words, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. A hint of displeasure appeared on his face. Huang Bing had clearly come to ask him to join the society, yet he was putting on airs. This made Mo Qingyun even more displeased. In comparison, Mo Qingyun's impression of the Xiongbu Hall became even better. Although Niu Kuei's character was a little unconventional, at least she was upright and forthright. Compared to the domineering aura that Huang Bing gave off, the difference was too great. Thinking of this, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied to Huang Bing, "I am indebted to your society leader's favor. However, I've already agreed to join the Xiongbu Hall. Naturally, I cannot go back on my word. Therefore, I can only apologize to the Eternal Life Society for their invitation. You have to think carefully. This kind of opportunity doesn't come by often." In response to Mo Qingyun's response, Huang Bing's face was filled with displeasure. He said in a slightly angry tone, "How about this? I'll give you 3 more days to consider. 3 days later, you will personally come to the headquarters of the Eternal Life Association and give me your answer." After Huang Bing finished speaking, he didn't stay any longer. He immediately turned around and left with his people. When he saw Huang Bing's arrogant and overbearing actions, Mo Qingyun's impression of the Eternal Life Society immediately took a nosedive. While Mo Qingyun was feeling displeased, Niu Kuei smiled craftily and said to Mo Qingyun duo, "Big brother, Junior Qingyun, I still have some matters to attend to. I will take my leave for now." After Niu Kuei finished speaking, she didn't wait for Mo Qingyun and Mo Qingyun's response. She disappeared before their eyes. However, not long after Niu Kuei left, Mo Qingyun and Mo Qingyun's expressions changed. They heard miserable cries coming from outside the courtyard. Chapter 12:19. Sensing the commotion outside the courtyard, Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei did not hesitate and immediately rushed out of the courtyard. When Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei arrived outside the courtyard, the two of them stood rooted to the ground and looked at Niu Kuei in shock. This last chased after Huang Bing and the others, and with a thunderous momentum, she ruthlessly taught them a lesson. Seeing Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei appear, Niu Kuei revealed a proud expression. Lifting her delicate face, She walked in front of Mo Qingyun and said proudly, "Junior Qingyun, do you think senior sister is awesome?" "Nope." Hearing Niu Kuei's words, Mo Qingyun instinctively replied. However, after Mo Qingyun's words left his mouth, he realized that something was wrong. He wanted to explain to Niu Kuei, "Senior sister, what I meant was," however, before Mo Qingyun could finish his words, he was interrupted by Niu Kuei, who was embarrassed and angry. "You!" Niu Kuei's face was incomparably red as she stared angrily at Mo Qingyun with her beautiful eyes. She stuttered for a long time, but was unable to say anything. She was too shy. Niu Kuei, had never met anyone who dared to speak to her like that. Oof. After glaring angrily at Mo Qingyun for a moment, Niu Kuei snorted and turned around to leave. Phew! Seeing Niu Kuei turn around and leave, Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei's expressions relaxed as they deeply exhaled. After taking a few deep breaths, Niu Wei gave Mo Qingyun a thumbs up and said, "Brother Mo, you're really awesome. You actually dare to speak to my second sister like that. More importantly, my second sister actually did not beat you up. It seems like she's interested in you. Brother Niu, don't make fun of me. You know that's not what I meant." Hearing Niu Wei's words, Mo Qingyun felt a headache coming on. He couldn't explain it clearly now. Niu Wei smiled meaningfully at Mo Qingyun's explanation. He winked at Mo Qingyun and said, "Brother Mo, you don't have to explain to me. I understand everything. With my second sister's peerless beauty, there are very few men who would not be moved by her. It's just that they don't have the guts to say it out loud." Mo Qingyun was speechless and felt even more depressed. Seeing Mo Qingyun remain silent, Niu Wei thought that he had guessed correctly. His expression became even more interesting as he used his elbow to poke Mo Qingyun's arm and said, "Brother Mo, if you are really interested in my second sister, I, Brother Niu, can do my best to help you seduce her. Brother Bull, you win." Seeing Niu Wei's actions, Mo Qingyun immediately surrendered. He turned around and walked into the courtyard. He knew that if he continued to argue with Niu Wei, it would only get dirtier. Seeing Mo Qingyun walk into the courtyard, Niu Wei hurriedly followed, completely ignoring Huang Bing and the rest. When Mo Qingyun and Niu Wei entered the courtyard, Huang Bing climbed up from the ground with difficulty. He looked at Mo Qingyun with a gloomy gaze and said angrily, "Mo Qingyun, it's fine if you don't agree to join the Eternal Life Association, but you actually let Niu Kuei humiliate us. I, Huang Bing, will remember this." Huang Bing said angrily. Then, he led his followers and limped away from the place. Mo Qingyun didn't know about Huang Bing's current behavior. Of course, even if he knew, Mo Qingyun probably wouldn't care. What he was worried about now was how to explain his slip of the tongue to Niu Kuei. Niu Wei followed Mo Qingyun into the courtyard and told Mo Qingyun about Niu Kuei's good points. In the face of Niu Wei's performance, Mo Qingyun was completely defeated. Helpless, Mo Qingyun could only use cultivation as an excuse to send Niu Wei away. After sending Niu Wei away, Mo Qingyun discarded all distracting thoughts in his mind and entered the 5-directional small pagoda to cultivate. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, since things had already come to this, there was no point in continuing to think about it. In this case, he might as well cultivate. When the time came, he could just block soldiers with arms and water with an earth weir. Since there were only a few days left until the end of the wilderness meet, Mo Qingyun didn't go into closed-door cultivation. In the blink of an eye, 2 months had passed in the 5-directional small pagoda, which was equivalent to 3 days in the outside world. At this moment, Mo Qingyun, who had been cultivating, got up and left the 5-directional small pagoda. During these days of cultivation, his ability to condense battle intent had improved a little. After leaving the 5-directional small pagoda, Mo Qingyun directly opened the door and walked out of the room. When Mo Qingyun walked out of the room, he found that other than the Ghost Moon Sanus and Chu Yunyun, Niu Wei and Niu Kuei were also in the courtyard. When Niu Kuei saw Mo Qingyun walk out of the room, Her beautiful face immediately flushed red. She looked at Mo Qingyun shyly. Seeing Niu Kuei here, Mo Qingyun immediately revealed an awkward expression. He couldn't help but feel a little guilty. Fortunately, other than acting a little shy, Niu Kuei didn't blame Mo Qingyun. Brother Mo, the wilderness meets assessment has ended. The results have been announced on the gold roll. Seeing Mo Qingyun walk out of the room, Niu Wei explained to Mo Qingyun. He then said to Mo Qingyun, I know where the gold roll is posted. I'll take the three of you there. Thank you, Brother Niu. Hearing Niu Wei's words, Mo Qingyun nodded indifferently and thanked Niu Wei. Then, Mo Qingyun and the others rushed to the place where the results were announced under Niu Wei's lead. Before long, under Niu Wei's lead, Mo Qingyun arrived at a dazzling and magnificent hall. At the top of the hall, and on the left and right sides, there were huge golden rolls hanging. These three golden rolls mark the results of the core disciples, elite disciples, and ordinary disciples respectively. After glancing at the three rolls, Mo Qingyun looked at the roll at the top of the hall. This was where the core disciple assessment results were announced. Core disciple ranking list first place, Jizh was second place, Qian Guangxuan third place, Sun Yu fourth place, Tong Juanping fifth place, Yuan Xie sixth place, Xing He seventh place, Yan Cheng eighth place, Duan Sanfeng ninth place, Zhou Chongshuan 10th place, Sha Qianren 46th th place, Mo Qingyun 171 SD place, Goei Yu 172nd place, Chu Yunyun. After glancing at the core disciple ranking list, Mo Qingyun's expression became more dignified. He was very surprised by his own ranking. Mo Qingyun really did not expect that his ranking in this savage meat assessment would be below the 40th place. It seemed that the competition in this savage continent was even more intense than what he had expected. 46th place, I really dropped a lot. After knowing his ranking, Mo Qingyun could not help but sigh in his heart. He was not satisfied with his results. Compared to Mo Qingyun's dissatisfaction, Goei Yu Saintis and Chu Yunyun smiled sweetly and congratulated Qingyun excitedly. Qingyun, congratulations on entering the top 50. Yes, Brother Mo, you are really amazing. I was in the top 90, Niu Wei said with admiration. Chapter 1220. As soon as this person spoke, everyone's gaze turned to him. Their expressions were filled with surprise. In everyone's opinion, this person's words were undoubtedly a provocation to Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun naturally could not back down when he saw someone humiliating him. He looked at the other party coldly. When Mo Qingyun looked at the other party, he released his soul power to sense the other party's cultivation. Peak Immortal Fog Realm. After sensing this person's cultivation, Mo Qingyun's expression turned grave, and his face became even colder. Mo Qingyun believed that there was no conflict between him and the other party. However, if this person wanted to humiliate him unscrupulously just because his cultivation was strong, he would not accept it. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, this person's behavior was no different from Zhu Ye's a few days ago. His face was just as ugly. Although Mo Qingyun did not like to cause trouble, it did not mean that he was afraid of it. If someone wanted to trample on him to show off their identity and status, he would absolutely not tolerate it. Although a peak Immortal Fog Realm cultivation was strong, it was not enough to make Mo Qingyun back down. If he used all his trump cards, Mo Qingyun might be able to kill him. After the crowd looked at this person, they recognized his identity and started whispering to each other. I know that person. He's called 100 Transformation Golden Peak. He's ranked 41st on the core disciple ranking. It's said that 100 Transformation Golden Peak has been training in the Golden Wave Ancient Road. I didn't expect his strength to be so shocking. I'm afraid you guys don't know. I heard that 100 Transformation Golden Peak has a cousin who has some enmity with Mo Qingyun. If that's the case, 100 Transformation Golden Peak is humiliating Mo Qingyun on behalf of his cousin. After some discussion, they finally knew the source of the conflict between Mo Qingyun and 100 Transformation Golden Peak. 100 Transformations Golden Peak. Mo Qingyun knew the identity of this person after hearing the words of the people around him. A mocking expression appeared on his face as he said, "If I remember correctly, the ancestors of your 100 Transformation clan seem to have come from the demon path as well, right? Could it be that the ancestors of your 100 Transformation clan are also country bumpkins who have never seen the world?" Mo Qingyun's words left the Golden Peak speechless. He didn't know how to refute Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun's words were correct. Their 100 Transformation clan's ancestor was indeed born on the Devil Path. The Demon Road was the same as the Immortal Road. They were both one of the 7 great ancient roads. According to Mo Qingyun's theory, if Mo Qingyun was a country bumpkin who hadn't seen the world, then he would be able to do so. While Zhu Yi was gloating, Yuan Xie, who was at the side, had a displeased look on his face as he shifted his gaze away from Mo Qingyun. Upon seeing Yuan Xie's displeasure, a man wearing a silver mask beside him said in a gloomy tone, "Big brother Yuan Xie, do you need me to get rid of Mo Qingyun?" "No need. He's just an unknown kid. There's no need for you, silver-masked Yin Xing, to get rid of him." Upon hearing the silver-masked man's words, Yuan Xie shook his head indifferently and stopped the silver-masked man for getting rid of Mo Qingyun. He said, "Let the 100 Transformation Golden Peak duo play with him first. If the 100 Transformation Golden Peak duo can't handle him, it won't be too late for you to get rid of him then." "All right." Upon hearing Yuan Xie's words, the silver-masked man, Yin Xing, nodded and decided to follow Yuan Xie's arrangements. Mo Qingyun didn't notice the conversation between Yuan Xie and the silver-masked man, as well as Zhu Ye's gloating expression. Of course, given Mo Qingyun's character, even if he knew, he wouldn't care too much. As the saying went, there was no need to worry about too many deaths. After a while Mo Qingyun and the others were watching the results of the rankings, Xiang Xie and Niusheng walked in. "Greetings, emissary." Seeing the arrival of Xiang Xie and Niusheng, everyone in the hall showed a respectful expression and bowed towards the two of them. No need for formalities. Xiang Xie and Niusheng smiled faintly and nodded at everyone's greetings. "Since the ranking of the Savage Gathering is out, then follow us to the Holy Spring and receive the baptism of the Savage Holy Qi." As soon as Niusheng and Xiang Xie finished speaking, the two of them walked out of the hall and led Mo Qingyun and the others to receive the baptism of the Holy Qi. Seeing Niusheng and Xiang Xie's actions, no one dared to hesitate and followed the two of them out of the hall. Under the fanning of the 100 Transformation Golden Peak, everyone looked at Mo Qingyun with envy and jealousy. They all wanted Xiang Xie and Niusheng to punish Mo Qingyun. However, they did not know that there was no rule in the Eternal South Immortal Palace that one could not use superpower to take the wild Holy Qi. Even if there was such a rule, with Xiang Xie and Niusheng's relationship with Mo Qingyun, they would not punish Mo Qingyun. There is no rule in the Eternal South Immortal Palace that one cannot use superpower to take the wild Holy Qi. Therefore, Mo Qingyun's actions are not against the rules. Hearing the dissatisfied words of the crowd, Xiang Xie replied with a serious expression. He then said to the crowd, "Also, if you don't hurry up and absorb the wild Holy Qi, you won't be able to get any wild Holy Qi later." Hearing Xiang Xie's words, the crowd suddenly panicked and began to snatch the remaining wild Holy Qi. For them, snatching the remaining wild Holy Qi was the key. As for Mo Qingyun, they could deal with him later. Seeing that the crowd was snatching the remaining wild Holy Qi and no longer bothering about Mo Qingyun, Xiang Xie and Niusheng were relieved. Some people who were originally in the top 20 directly fell to the top 30. Of course, there were also some people who were originally in the top 40 who suddenly rose to the top 30. From this, it could be seen that the cultivation in the Holy Spring a few days ago had caused a significant change in everyone's strength. Mo Qingyun didn't pay attention to the changes in the rankings of the others. He only paid attention to Yuan Xie and 100 Change Golden Peak. Under Mo Qingyun's attention, he found that Yuan Xie, who was originally in the 5th place, had been overtaken by Xing He, who was in the 6th place, and dropped to the 6th place. Although his ranking was overtaken by 1 place, Yuan Xie's ranking didn't change much. It seemed that his strength had improved a lot. However, what surprised Mo Qingyun was that 100 Change Golden Peak, who was originally in the 41st place, had risen to the 29th place. The 100 Transformations Golden Peaks ranking had risen by 12 places in a short period of time. Seeing his ranking rise, 100 Change Golden Peaks smiled proudly and boasted to Mo Qingyun, "Mo Qingyun, the gap between us has widened. This is just the beginning. In the days to come, I will crush your confidence step by step. I hope it's not your confidence that will be crushed bit by me." Mo Qingyun didn't react to 100 Change Golden Peaks' smugness and retorted disapprovingly. 100 Change Golden Peaks' face darkened when he heard Mo Qingyun's words, and he didn't say anything more to Mo Qingyun. Seeing that 100 Change Golden Peak had stopped talking, Mo Qingyun was happy to have some peace and quiet and didn't take the initiative to talk to him. After another 2 hours, it was finally Mo Qingyun's turn. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.